Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo, and joining me tonight is the hero of the five strings, Dan Ryan.
What the hell does that mean?
You'll figure it out later. The end of November draws near, and so much. And so the 10, 20, 30, 40 must follow. Were the Novembers of the past as full of games as we remember? Polish off your biggest, reddest ones, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode 594. It's the week of November 28th, 2025, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, Dan, I've got three things I need to mention straight off the bat. And thing number one, as you the listeners may know, occasionally I host bar trivia. And, one of the teams gave such a stupid answer that I couldn't stop laughing. And I one of the questions in geography and history was, what was Malcolm X's real last name?
Okay.
One of the teams answered xylophone. I don't know why it strikes me as so funny, but as I read that, I just started cracking up, and then I'm reading like the answers to the room, and when I get there, I'm just thinking Malcolm's xylophone, and I barely stopped laughing. And I get home, and I'm super exhausted. I'm finally in bed, and I've closed my eyes, and I just start hysterically cracking up. Malcolm's xylophone.
I mean, they were definitely... That definitely had to be a joke, right?
It was absolutely a joke. It was absolutely a joke. Shit made me
You
laugh.
were looking for little, right? That
Yes.
was the... Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going for the name that he adopted after he became a Muslim, which would have been
with a little...
Okay. Malcolm's xylophone is good, though. Did you give them a point?
No.
All right, because I feel like as the quiz master... Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I guess if you're the type of people that write Malcolm's xylophone, you're probably not in the running.
Really, there's only a prize for first place, and they were nowhere near the top. So, when it gets to be close, I start to maybe consider am I giving a little more leniency? I do play that game as we go, but at a certain point, it's this is just silly because nobody's keeping track but me.
I can give you 40 points. It's not going to make a damn difference.
Goddamn right. The second thing of extreme importance is that yesterday was my first gym-iversary, and I'm very proud of myself.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. Been going there for a full year, and I feel better than I ever have, except for all the lack of sleep. And the third thing... the third thing is that I have, theoretically... a functioning washer and dryer connected right now. Brand new. Installed them myself. A little help from Sean because I couldn't lift them myself. I've been going to the gym, but not that much. I
but only for a year. Next year, I'll be carrying those shits down the stairs. You don't even know.
I can one hand a washer and a dryer, no problem. But yeah, they're all hooked up and plugged in, and we just finished right before getting downstairs, so we haven't tested them yet. They do both turn on and are not currently engulfed in flames. For anyone in the Discord, saw how my old washer was connected, and it is an astounding just mystery as to why my house had not burnt down previously.
Yeah.
To explain it to any listeners that aren't part of the Discord... the flimsiest, cheapest, oldest, dirt extension cord that you can imagine, right? Just a dollar store, maybe can handle Christmas lights extension cord, plugged into the wall, and then that little flippy do, they have the washer plugged into this thing, but since it doesn't have a ground, right, it's just 2-prong, they shaved the little thing off the top. Like, you could see it's all, like, shaved off with, like, a nail file or something to make it so that the ground is just dangling over the edge. That they plugged the thing in, and the ground is just not connected to anything. And that sat there behind a dryer where there's kindling, like lint, all over the place.
Yeah.
Apparently, lint is very good for starting fires.
Yes, it is.
Like,
I just, every time I go camping, I just, like, we make the plan, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not cleaning out my belly button for a while. I'll just take all that and... Gross.
Well, I was talking to Sean about this, and he was at, they do a local thing called Day Beer Day, where they just drink beer all day and not do anything else. And they were getting ready to start a fire.
I call that Tuesday. That's what I call.
They were getting ready to start a fire in the fire pit, and his friend George was like, wait, no, I'll be right back. He goes into his house, and he just grabs a bunch of lint out of his dryer, and he's like, he puts it in the bottom, and he lights it up, and it lights up immediately. It burns for a while. It's like it's the perfect fire starter. I'd never even considered it before. Now I won't be throwing away my loot anymore.
That and apparently corn cobs are really good.
Corn cobs, huh? I had no idea. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Malcolm's xylophone.
You learn something new every day, like when you buy a house to check all of the shit. That is so fucking dangerous.
It's
just
astounding.
It's so unruly. Who would do such a thing?
The same guy who thought that they could keep the chimney on the house by just slapping tar between the chimney and the house.
I mean, not even Flex Seal, just tar.
Just tar. We're just going to keep pouring tar in here. As the chimney continues to pull away, we'll just glue it in place. It'll be great.
Put some fucking tar on it. Because, like, as it so happens, chimneys don't they don't ever get hot. There's no heat that goes up them or dissipates through the opening where it might collect and,
all spectacular. The joys of home ownership. You never know. You just never know what the next corner is going to hold. Anyway,
hopefully a fucking grounded washing machine or dryer.
Now it's all attached as properly as I am capable of. I didn't pay for the installation. I did it my ding dang self. And connected the stupid. They can't believe they make you buy the power cord separately. What a dick move. I mean, I guess I get it because I did not know that there are multiple flavors of giant outlet. I thought it's like, you have the giant outlet, but I didn't know there was a 3-prong versus a 4-prong. So when I left Best Buy, they were like, here you go. And then I got home and I, Sean and I worked on installing the thing. And then we were like, oh, but there's this other thing. Ah, crap, we got to take it all apart. And then we took it apart. Then we installed the other thing. And then we fed that through the thing. And then we put the anchor thing to stop it from, having too much weight on the cord or whatever. We got it all, sussed out. We got it all attached. Put the little plate back on. Went to go plug it into the wall. Realized there weren't enough holes. Like, son of a bitch.
Man, I've been there.
Probably should have checked that first, but it didn't even occur to me. It didn't even occur to me. There was there were multiple kinds of big outlets. I just thought there was like biggie outlets and then little e outlets. That was it. Didn't know there was a 4-prong versus 3-prong. Again, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I mean,
I got it all installed properly now.
When you walk through Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace Hardware or whatever your fucking Builder Square, if you're old, it's right there down the aisle. It's the 4-prong biggie, and then the 3-prong biggie. That's the official labels, and then the littly. Littlies are just over there.
I mean,
they
it
don't
makes
bother
sense
labeling
when I think
stuff.
about it. The 4-prong's grounded. The 3-prong isn't.
Yeah.
I get it now once I think about it, logically. It just didn't occur to me at the time. Haven't had a whole lot of instance to plug in large appliances that require the biggies.
Sure.
I've hooked up a washer and dryer set before, but they had the cable that plugged right into the wall, and that was the end of that story. And really, what other opportunity would I have had in life to plug in something into one of those outlets. Like, what even else plugs into those besides a washer and a dryer?
I don't know. Actually, I think a stove, maybe. I think I've seen some old houses where that's like an option, but I might be totally making that up.
Yeah, our stove didn't require one of those because I installed our stove. Well, not the whole thing. It was gas, and so we had some guy do that. But I did the microwave. The microwave didn't require it. I've never encountered an appliance that needed it before. We never replaced our washer and dryer in our old house when I was a kid. So, never came up. Then I lived in various apartments that either didn't have washers and dryers at all. So there was no need for me to learn that then. This is the first instance of me actually having my own to pull that sucker out of the wall and learn something new every day.
So I'm
just saying there was not a need for me to have this information before.
That's
so
fair.
I do not feel bad about not knowing it. Because, I say this and you're like, oh yeah, those things, it's common knowledge. But I don't believe that it is common knowledge. I didn't know that. Sean didn't know that. I know that there's the biggie. I didn't know there were multiple kinds of biggies. And I refuse to feel bad for not knowing that, because there's never been an instance in my life where I could have possibly known that before doing this.
Apparently, according to the Google machine, it says electric dryers, cooking ranges. So I was correct. Some power tools. And then like residential garages for like air compressors or very large, again, very size queen kind of thing, like large power tools. And then some EV charging outlets, like for cars and shit. Have the bigger thing. But it's not necessarily like what you're talking. It's a bigger outlet. Yeah. But it's not necessarily the same configuration of what you're talking about. But yeah, it's if you had the bigger the appliance, the more power that it needs, and all of those things. Like that is the bigger outlet. You're not putting a fucking hairdryer in there. Or like,
I understand. I do understand the basics of electricity. This is
I know.
news to me. I'm not an idiot. It's just this was a new piece of information.
I'm not suggesting you are. I'm not. I promise.
So how are you?
Oh, man, I'm fucking tired. I'm good, though. I had a really good week, like, overall. It was, like, there was some sadness in the week, but mostly really good because we did the celebration of life for my Uncle Jim, who had passed away. He was a police chief in Franklinville, New Jersey. He was the police chief there for, he started there as a rookie, like just patrolman officer and worked his way up to chief and retired from there. And he passed away about a year ago from dementia. And it had taken this long to get this ceremony together and whatnot. And he had moved out to Colorado. That's why my cousins are out there. And all of that. But while my Uncle Jim was the chief, they lost an officer in Franklinville. This was back in the 90s. And Franklinville is a very small little town in New Jersey, but they apparently had a problem with gangs at the time, like biker gangs and that sort of shit. And during his tenure, an officer had pulled over, or had stopped to like investigate a car that was pulled over on the side of the road. Something that just, kind of looked suspicious or whatever. And it ended up that this was the biker gang, and the officer was unfortunately killed in the line of duty. It's the only one that ever happened there. My Uncle Jim kind of lost his mind for a little bit. Not like he went crazy and like on revenge, but just this is not something that happens in small town New Jersey. Like, you don't have murdered police officers very often, and all of just the weight on that. And the type of guy that he was, he decided to put, his frustration and anger and all of those things into creation. And outside the Franklinville Police Department, there is this really beautiful memorial that, like a big brick memorial. It's got some plaques on it for the officer. The flagpole now sits on top of it, and it's got all this nice like landscaping around it, you know, and it's all like brick and mortar and stone and all of these things with like some reflection benches and that sort of thing. And my Uncle Jim built it all by hand off the clock. Like, he just was like, fuck it. I'm getting a bunch of bricks, and I'm getting cement, and I'm getting mortar, and I'm making a thing. I need to channel these emotions that I have into creation and honoring this officer's memory and all of that stuff, right? So all of that happens years and years ago. And my Uncle Jim, like I said, passed away about a year ago, and we were eventually, my cousins were eventually able to get everything together with the police department to have this memorial and have most of his ashes buried there at the memorial that he built for this other officer. And it was a really lovely ceremony, and there were a bunch of old retired cops coming up just telling old retired cop stories, you know, about my Uncle Jim and all of that stuff. And it was really honestly quite lovely. And, you know, we've talked plenty of times on this show about, you know, my family is full of cops. My dad was a cop. You know, my grandfather was the retired chief of police in Englewood, New Jersey. My Uncle Jim was the retired chief of police. Like, we have cops and military, and I have my issues with the police and the military and all of those things. But, you know, taking all of that out of it, it turned out to be a really nice thing. And then I got to continue to hang out with my cousin. I got to spend a bunch of more time with him, and that is really just, you know, something I treasure, because he's out in Utah, and like the only time we see each other is, you know, now is when people die. Unfortunately, when the older family members die, we all kind of get together and we're like, man, we should really do this before somebody dies again. But again, I don't know if you know where Utah is, but it's basically clear on the other side of the fucking country. And it bums me out. He was we were best friends growing up. We were more like brothers than we were cousins. So getting to spend a large chunk of time with him this week was awesome, but also exhausting, because we stayed up way too late and drank way too much and pretended like we were still in our 20s, which we fucking definitely are not. So, you know. But my heart is full this week, and that's a nice thing.
That is a nice thing. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah. You know, a bit of sadness, but
bittersweet, I think is what they call that.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
It's also a crayon color.
Is it?
I want to say I can picture a Crayola crayon called bittersweet.
I mean,
maybe I'm thinking of burnt sienna. I don't know.
I mean, those are, I have always said that bittersweet is burnt sienna and Jace. I've been saying that shit for decades.
It's your motto. I think they were the first words you ever said to me. I was like, hi, I'm
very
Kris.
Well might have been
like, bittersweet.
Walking into the back of Prince Plus.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Dan. Bittersweet is burnt sienna and Jace. And you were like, yeah, no, that fucking tracks.
We're clearly going to be fast friends. Like, we're on the same team here. We're connecting right away.
Hundo
on the
P.
important shit. Hundo P. Because we were young people back then, and that's right. And that's what
the young people were saying.
Got that shit on lock.
Lock in, chat. Come on.
So it's 10, 20, 30, 40 time. Sorry, I'm trying to I was trying to, while you were talking, finish this. I'm doing some prep work for Black Friday, and we're moving plush around in the sale, and I thought I could get through removing all the plush from this one category while you were talking. And there's a lot of plush on our website. But I just finished, so now my brain is free. save, and return to dashboard. We're going to talk about the 10, 20, 30, 40. For anyone new here, welcome. And for anyone not new here, well, get ready to hear the explanation again. The 10, 20, 30, 40 is when we talk about, notable game releases from 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago. Although, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. There were 0 games for the 40 this month. Just flat out 0.
That's a shame.
No 2600, no Intellivision, no 5200, no ColecoVision. The NES launched last month, but there won't be anything again until June of 86. No, nothing. Nothing. No 40.
Woof.
Sorry, October 1985. Sorry, November 1985. There should be a couple of things in December, but this month was a nothing. So we're going to rewind back to the 10, November 2015. And we've got, let's see, the PlayStation 3, so PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, Nintendo DS, and PSP for the previous generation, and they were still technically cooking. Although we're in a lot of interesting things released this month. PS3 had 13 releases. The Xbox 360 also had 13 releases. Largely, the PS3, the only thing of note that I found was COD Blops 3.
Mm.
That was it. Everything else was just DLC and PSN garbage.
And
now
now
granted,
we're on COD Blops 7.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the 360 also had the Blops 3, plus the first Jackbox Party Pack and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not so bad.
Was that the initial release of Rise of the Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider? No. Right?
No, I want to say that was PlayStation 3 first?
I think so.
That feels right in my bones. But let's see. No, that was it. November 10th, 2015 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Didn't come out until... didn't come out on PS3 at all.
Rise of the Tomb
Rise
Raider?
is the second one. Right? Isn't Rise the second one in that trilogy?
Hold on. It's Tomb Raider, Rise, and Shadow.
So Rise was the second one. Yeah, I don't see a list on the Wikipedia page. Has 360, Xbox One, Windows, PS4, Mac, Linux, Stadia!
Oh, I guess maybe it didn't hit PS3, but it did hit PS4.
Yeah, it hit PS4 the following year.
Okay.
But yeah, PS3 didn't get that one at all.
Mm.
Whereas
the great
Wii,
fucking game.
The Wii had 3 releases. 3 whole releases. We got Let's Sing 2016, Barbie and Her Sister's Puppy Rescue. It is a game literally about your life. And
it fucking is.
Rodeo the Sky Soldier, which is a game that I own but have never played.
I think I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, it was a weird thing, right? Because it came as a double pack. It was released for Wii and Wii U, 2 different versions of the game, and as far as I know, in North America, you could only buy them together. Just why I picked it up when I worked at Toys R Us. I got it on clearance or something, just because it seemed interesting. But it's supposed to be an interesting game, but I've never really played it. And then there was nothing on DS and nothing on PSP. So previous generation. Wow. I got to give it to 360, right, for Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, that is a legit great fucking game.
Yeah,
it's a great game.
Did you hear that just came out on Switch 2, the first one, the Tomb Raider?
Oh, the remade Tomb Raider from 2013 or whatever.
The first part of the whatever they call that trilogy that dropped. It just shadow dropped out of fucking nowhere on Switch 2 a couple days ago.
How much is it?
Here it is. I want to say something, but I want to make sure I'm right. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition released for Switch 2. Where's the actual product page where I can see the price? You bastards. Tomb Raider.
You bastard.
It is currently on sale for... No, go back. Oh, it's age restricted. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Continue. It's $20 on sale for $17.99 right now.
Totally fucking worth it.
Yeah, I had actually considered it if I wasn't, not buying anything. But yeah, because I played some of this one and rather enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fucking great. That's one of those ones where, like, every now and again, I'll just go back and, like, Tiff and I will play through that one. Certainly not as often as we play, like, Uncharted and whatnot, but it's just such a legitimately great game. And that one, all three of them were awesome. I really, really liked all three. But that one in particular, they did a really good job of making all of the weapons balanced so that you could, like, whatever way you wanted to play through that game, I found that one to be the easiest to do that. So I played that entire game just with the bow and arrow, and it was a fucking awesome experience. It was so fun.
It came out on Switch 1 too. It was dropped on Switch 1 and 2 earlier this week.
That's so weird.
Huh. The Switch 1 version doesn't look bad either. Like, obviously it looks considerably worse than the Switch 2 one, but, like, it doesn't look bad. That's pretty wild.
It's a fucking PS3 game. It really shouldn't look bad.
That's a valid point. Interesting. They're doing a PS5 versus Switch 2 comparison in this YouTube video I'm looking at. And it does seem to hold up pretty well. I mean, obviously it does look like it's aged a bit.
Sure.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm considering giving this one a grab, because I liked what little I played of this, and I haven't played a game like this in a good long while. It's on my wish list. I mean, I'm not going to have any time to actually play it anytime soon. And if I'm going to be playing a big fat wild modern game, it's going to be Metroid Prime 4.
Right.
When that happens.
Yeah, no, big fat thumbs up.
Yeah.
On that one for me.
The fattest of thumbs.
That's right.
Borrow somebody else's thumbs just to make them fatter. Anyway, PlayStation 4. Because you're losing weight there, bucko. And you should be damn proud of yourself. You should be damn proud of yourself.
I am damn proud of myself. God damn it.
PlayStation 4, on the other hand, and the current generation is 10 years ago, which is PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, Ouya, 3DS, and PS Vita. PS4 had 45 new releases, down from last month. Standouts included Beyond Two Souls, Deadpool, Star Wars Battlefront, the remake of that, or reboot of that, Spinoff World, Fallout 4, and COD Blops 3.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, that's solid. Beyond Two Souls, not my bag of tea, but people seem to like that guy's work. Deadpool was pretty cool. I heard mixed things about that Battlefront. I've never really played much of it. Game. I played a few minutes of it in my store when it came out, but I didn't really get too much farther.
Yeah.
Spelunker World, I'm always happy for more Spelunker. I don't really care about Fallout besides the TV show, but Fallout 4. And of course,
Fallout 4 is gigantic, massive, like, hugely important game.
Right.
That you and I just don't play. But, the show is outstanding.
Can't wait.
I'm very excited for the new season. That's December.
I'm trying not to pay attention.
Season 2? Okay.
Who has the time? Xbox One, on the other hand, only had 27 releases, but not much less than it basically had the same setup, except they had Rise of the Tomb Raider, but they didn't have Battlefront or Beyond Two Souls. So Deadpool, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, and COD Blops 3. So it's still a solid month. Wii U didn't fare very well this month at all. Wii U had 15 releases. And besides your regular amounts of DLC and eShop garbage, you had the Wii U version of Rodea the Sky Soldier, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which was not very good, Typo Man, which was a really cool idea, but actually turned out to not be super fun, and then the tremendously underwhelming Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which is like basically it's the example of resting on one's laurels as far as releasing a game. It's just there's nothing new in it. It's very bare bones. It was derided really hard when it came out, and it definitely earned its cruddy reputation. So
that's a shame.
The Ouya had 2 new releases, and it was Oddworld Munch's Odyssey and Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. So I mean, I gotta give the who gets the win here? Is it Xbox One with Rise of the Tomb Raider, or PS4 with Beyond Two Souls? What do you think? What do you think pulls out the win in that category?
Where was Fallout? Fallout wasn't exclusive?
No, it was on both PS4 and Xbox One.
I mean, I'm still giving it to Xbox. I think. I mean, Beyond Two Souls is cool. But it's
think not Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is much more accessible. I think it's a much better game overall. Wildly different, but yeah, I would give it to that.
In the handheld front, the 3DS had 16 new releases, including Tokitori, Yokai Watch, Rodeo the Sky Soldier, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, and a bunch of eShop garbage. Whereas the PlayStation Vita had 11 releases, with Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires being the only thing that looked like it was of any value. I mean,
you remember when they were trying to make Yokai Watch a thing?
And they tried
real hard.
That was it was fucking huge in Japan, apparently. And they kept trying to make it catch on here in America, and it just wasn't happening. The kids just weren't having it. But it was like, it had its own events and shit in Japan. Like, it was huge in Japan. I think it just kind of took a turn and just disappeared. Weird.
Well, like, it's just not what, like, it's almost like it's a religious thing for them. Like, in Japan.
Yokai are very much ingrained into Japanese culture. It's
and like the Shinto religion and all of those things. Like, in here, it was just, I don't know, this kind of cool thing. The cartoon was not great. Like, the kids watched it a little bit, and like Roddy got kind of into it the way he gets into things, but like the voices were really fucking terrible on that show. They were just like really annoying. You know, like the one thing I think that Pokemon has always had going for it is that the cartoon was never really, in my opinion anyway, hard to sit through as an adult.
Right. It's a little grating, it's a little annoying, but it's never like, well, this is just horrible. It's no Zardoz.
No, I mean, oh boy. But like, some of the characters on Yokai Watch just had these really, and they were obviously like intentional choices, but they were just really annoying voices, and it just made it a slog to fucking get through an episode while the kid is like, isn't this cool? I'm like, I am trying my best not to listen. So, yeah.
Well, not a very good 10, all things considered. I think the 10 was a big fat disappointment. 20, on the other hand, not so bad. And so, traveling back to November 2005, we're gonna get to, as you would expect, another massive month for PlayStation 2, which just the PS2 went so hard all the time. 60 releases in November 2005. 60 new releases.
Mm-hmm.
Before digital eShops, so this is all physical stuff. Highlights include Peter Jackson's King Kong, 50 Cent Bulletproof, True Crime New York City, Wild Arms, Alter Code F, Pac-Man World 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Dragon Quest 8, Shadow the Hedgehog, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, Gun, Fatal Frame 3, Suikoden Tactics, The Matrix, The Path of Neo, Castlevania Curse of Darkness, and a big fat month for Activision with Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 and the original Guitar Hero.
That's fucking stupid.
The hero of 5 strings. Do you get it now?
No, I do now. I get it.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. That was Jesus.
Holy shit.
I mean, Call of Duty hadn't become what it was yet, but still it was getting there, and Big Red 1 was a big deal. Obviously, the original Guitar Hero was a massive, massive thing. Need for Speed Most Wanted, Dragon Quest VII, and Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Like, even that Path of Neo game was completely insane. And what a month, huh? What a month.
Good God.
That's just some...
Even that game, like, a terrible title, Gun. But, like, that's a dope
Gun was
fucking
pretty
game.
cool. That was from the Tony Hawk team, right? That was a Western action game, shooter game by the Tony Hawk team. Yeah, it was cool stuff.
Yeah, like I remember the discussion back in the day being around which was going to be better. Isn't it wild
Gun
that we're getting
Red Dead Revolver, right?
Red Dead Revolver from Capcom?
Yeah,
originally
before Rockstar finished it off,
right? And Gun, and it was like, it's just kind of interesting to see like where those like the paths diverged in the fucking wood,
Yeah.
And now Red Dead Redemption is this huge thing, but yeah, Gun was fucking cool. Just needed a better title.
Meanwhile, the Xbox had 37 releases in a row. Highlights included Star Wars Battlefront 2, James Bond from Russia with Love, Gun, Path of Neo, True Crime, Shadow the Hedgehog, Need for Speed Most Wanted, not NFL Most Wanted,
NFL Most Wanted. Oh, it's the Dallas Cowboys? Oh.
Pac-Man World 3, Bulletproof, King Kong, Call of Duty 2, and the big exclusive for Xbox, Half-Life 2.
Oh, that's pretty fucking... it's not the PlayStation lineup.
No, it's never going to match that PlayStation lineup. That was just completely insane. But still a very solid month for Xbox owners. A little something for everybody.
Very solid month. And as an aside, some of the children's friends frequent other areas of the internet that we are not a part of, Chris. Because we're not on the message boards and the leaks and all of those things. And apparently there's a very strong indication that when they get closer to announcing the price of the Steam Deck or whatever, what the fuck is it called? Steam machines.
Steam machines, right. Well, the original, I just saw this complete non sequitur, but in November of 2015, November 10th, 2015, the original Steam machine was released.
Oh, no
10 years ago.
That's wild.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I don't know if it's going to be done to soften the blow of the price or not, but the rumors are starting to circulate that for really real this time, one of the things that's going to make this a must-have thing is Half-Life 3. So, take that for what it's worth.
Uh-huh. I will believe it when I see it.
Half Portal 7.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and believe that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll just start holding my breath now. Anyway, all right, let's see. Where were we? The GameCube. Go GameCube. Not a great month. A lot of multi-platform releases. King Kong, Pac-Man World 3, From Russia with Love, True Crime, Shadow, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Gun, Call of Duty 2. But they also had Ninja Turtles 3, Battle Nexus, which was fine. Mario Party 7, which I think people liked. Beautiful Joe, Red Hot Rumble, which was okay. 19 releases, not terrible, but yeah, you're not coming anywhere close to the other two platforms, fellas.
No. Am I incorrect in my remembering that the Sonic the Hedgehog game also had a gun?
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Shadow the Hedgehog, that's what I meant, yeah.
That was the whole thing with that. It's Shadow, but he's got a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very angsty.
Lots of guns going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, America loves guns.
I mean, we do. Big fan.
Game Boy Advance had 35 releases. Almost all of it was garbage. Almost all was garbage. But there were a couple of standouts. We had Elf Bowling 1 and 2. No. Dr. Mario and Puzzle League was a good thing. King Kong, the Eighth Wonder of the World, was notable, but I don't know that it was good. Need for Speed Most Wanted, and Donkey Kong Country 3, which is super notable for having a completely different soundtrack from the Super Nintendo version. Whereas the Nintendo DS had fewer releases with 24, but just a way better showing all around with Burnout Legends, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, King Kong, Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors 2, the pretty solid Beautiful Joe Double Trouble, Tony Hawk's American Skateland, the excellent Sonic Rush, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Mario Kart DS, Mega Man Battle Network 5 Double Team, and its own version of Turtles 3 Battle Nexus. So, I mean, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, Sonic Rush, Mario Kart DS, those are just great games all around.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Beautiful Joe Double Trouble, I think, is pretty solid, too. This is a very good month. PSP nowhere near competing with 10 releases. Popa LaCroix, Infected, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Crash Tag Team Racing, and SOCOM Fireteam Bravo were really the only standouts there. So, obviously, in the home console front, PS2 is far and away the champion, and in the handheld department, I think Nintendo DS, it's not even close. The N-Gage was giving it a run for its money with 3 releases: Payload, Mile High Pinball, and Pathway to Glory, Ikusa Islands.
Yep, I mean, those are all indeed games.
All-time classics. But we have a new challenger this month, Dan.
Oh, what do we have?
We have the 20-year anniversary of the launch of the Xbox 360.
Oh, shit.
November 2005, the launch of the Xbox 360. In the month of November, there were 24 titles that hit the Xbox 360, including a lot of it was Xbox Live Arcade stuff. But the actual physical lineup of launch titles, from what I could find, was pretty solid. We're talking King Kong, Quake 4, Ridge Racer 6, Perfect Dark Zero, Call of Duty 2, Condemned Criminal Origins, FIFA 2006, NHL 2K6, and Tiger Woods 06, Project Gotham Racing, Amped 3, NBA 2K6, Gun, Need for Speed Most Wanted, NBA Live 06, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, and Cameo Elements of Power. Highlights from Xbox Live Arcade include Hexic HD, Bejeweled 2 Deluxe, and Geometry Wars Retro Evolved.
That's not a bad launch lineup. I mean,
it's not a bad launch lineup at all. There's no real standouts. Perfect Dark Zero was obviously intended to be huge. So was Cameo, and
and they just
both
weren't.
of those. Yeah, both of those games were prime examples as to why Nintendo was not upset about losing Rare. Like that's why they didn't buy that company, because that's the kind of stuff that they were producing. Lots of sports games, but all in all, a fairly solid launch, especially with Geometry Wars. And like, as silly as Hexic and Bejeweled 2 sound now, having a game system that plays that on your TV at this time was kind of cool.
Was novel. Yeah.
I mean, I played a ton of Hexic and Bejeweled on Xbox 360. I just did. And obviously Geometry Wars Retro Evolved as well. So it obviously doesn't match the PlayStation 2. Like, no way. But of that generation,
but it's pretty solid.
At least for the first half of that generation, before PS3 caught up, the 360 was the PS2 of that generation. It was ubiquitous. So I'm glad to have it in the running here. We're going to start seeing like the real prime Xbox 360 games over the next couple of months, which is going to make these a little bit more interesting. And it's good stuff. There we go.
Yeah.
So that was a very good
Hero.
20. Yeah, Guitar Hero. Yeah. You're just not topping Guitar Hero.
It was a fucking revelation.
Yeah. Out of this world.
It was so... I miss the simplicity.
Yeah, they were simpler times. It was a wonderful.
They were
wonderful
simpler
thing.
times. Yeah.
Which is not to say that, like, amplitude and frequency were not also wonderful. But Guitar Hero was kind of like, it took that formula to where it was going. And it just, it was magical. Just pure magic. Love it. Oh, sorry, there was a new trailer for Metroid Prime 4, and I can't take it. I really want it. I really want it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that I'm going to have a spare $70 or however much it's going to cost to get the physical copy. I might have to wait until Christmas to get it as a gift, but I really want it. It looks lovely.
It's December 4th?
Yes, I believe that is the case.
That's what it's what we're looking at, I think.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's travel back to the 30. The 30, November 1995. A notable arcade release was Area 51. That's pretty cool.
I fucking love Area 51.
It's good stuff. I didn't see anything for PC. This is actually not a spectacular month. Super NES had 15 releases. Highlights include Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings, Jim Lee's Wildcats, Madden 96, Super Turrican 2, which is excellent, Urban Strike, Venom and Spider-Man Separation Anxiety, WWF WrestleMania the arcade game, and Earthworm Jim 2. Oh, sorry, my eyes are very itchy right now. Oh. Meanwhile, the Sega Genesis also had 15 releases, answering the Super Nintendo's call with also Earthworm Jim 2, Madden 96. It finally got its own version of Zoop, WrestleMania the arcade games, Separation Anxiety, Gargoyles, Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings, Spot Goes to Hollywood, and FIFA 96. Sega CD had one, which was Demolition Man. 32X had two, WrestleMania the arcade game, and Primal Rage. Whereas the Neo Geo had Aero Fighters 3. A Jaguar, also only one release, Ruiner Pinball. Jag CD got Dragon's Lair. And let's see, the 3DO. We'll hang on to that. We'll hold off there. Jaguar's technically part of that too. So let's take a stop there. So Neo Geo, all the Sega stuff, and Super Nintendo. I give it to Super Nintendo because of Turrican 2. And the Super Nintendo also had the superior version of Earthworm Jim 2, which was
I think that's fair.
Different from the first Earthworm Jim, had more content on Genesis, but the Super Nintendo version of Earthworm Jim 2 really turned that around. It's very similar to Mortal Kombat in that regard. But yeah, I don't think anything on the Genesis there, like Gargoyles or Spot Goes to Hollywood, neither of those are anywhere near Super Turrican 2, which is just a fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean, the Gargoyles game is cool because it's Gargoyles, but I still, I don't think it's a very good game.
Yeah, it's fine.
Game.
It's not a bad
It's okay,
game, but I never finished it because I didn't really feel like playing it for any longer than I did.
Yeah, it's
and
not
I
DuckTales.
love Gargoyles. I love Gargoyles.
Yeah,
that show is amazing.
But it's not DuckTales.
It's not. What is? Not even DuckTales 2. So moving on to the second generation that is now cooking in this department, right? Because we're in PlayStation versus Saturn, and 3DO and Jaguar are still involved too. We already talked Jaguar had Ruiner Pinball and Dragon's Lair. The 3DO had 9 releases: PGA Tour 96, the delightful PO'd, Psychic Detective, Scramble Cobra, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Death Keep, Quarterback Attack with Mike Ditka, and Starfighter.
Quarterback Attack.
PO'd is wild. It I think that also came out on other platforms eventually, but it's a memorable game. Nothing else there. It's really not a good game,
but it is a memorable one, and that is.
When you kill monsters with the frying pan and stuff, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's something.
Whereas the PlayStation, that's now in, I believe it's second month, right? I think it launched last month. Is that where we're at? So PlayStation
it launched in September, right?
September? I can't remember.
And then
we're still in long boxes at this point. I know the long boxes didn't last super long, but yes, we're still in long boxes. PlayStation had 15 titles. Notable releases were FIFA 96, 3D Lemmings, Criticom, one of the worst fighting games ever made, Wipeout, Doom, Jumping Flash, and Twisted Metal. That is solid, but the Sega Saturn would not be outdone, or at least they would certainly try. Hitting back with the original Rayman, World Series Baseball, Corpse Killer, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and then the bread and butter of Sega. Sega Rally Championship, Virtua Racing, Virtua Cop, and Virtua Fighter 2.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a legit competition right there. PlayStation came out swinging, and we've got Jumping Flash and Twisted Metal and a pretty solid version of Doom. But all the Virtua games...
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Like Virtua Cop is great. Virtua Fighter 2 is great. That's a tough one. I feel like I want to give the points for PlayStation for originality and Twisted Metal and Jumping Flash, but Virtua Fighter 2 is hard to top. Like Virtua Fighter 2 is a big deal.
It's such a good game. It's so good, and it was such a smart evolution of the Virtua Fighter series.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter 1 was a nice start, but it's not like going back to Street Fighter 1 versus Street Fighter 2. Like, it's not that big of a divide, but Virtua Fighter 2 really was quite the evolution over the first one.
Yeah, it's just such a solid fucking game. And the racing,
the racing stuff, that's top
also
notch.
Really good.
I mean, but also Wipeout, like,
oh man,
right? It's a tough one. It's a real toss up. I think I don't know who to choose between these two. I mean, it's obviously 3DO.
No, I mean PO'd, right? Like
we're all just competing for second here, but still. I don't know. Like,
I mean, I would say it has to go to Saturn.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think so too. It just
because
you're right.
Jumping Flash is cool. But it's not like this seminal title, right? And Twisted Metal is great, but let me amend that. Twisted Metal is good.
Yeah,
it's
the original
interesting.
Twisted Metal,
it's neat.
but Twisted Metal is solid.
Twisted Metal 2 is all time. That's really where that game became.
Yeah, that was the one that
made
that really made it catch on.
Yeah,
Virtua Fighter 2 is really just one of the best fighting games out there.
Yeah.
Virtua Racing and Sega Rally are some of the most renowned racing games out there.
Yeah.
So
Virtua Cop is super fun. Yeah. You know, like it just is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sega Saturn gets the points. In the portable department, though, if we're calling it that, Virtual Boy had 2 releases. Golf and the exquisite, the divine Virtual Boy Wario Land.
Yeah, that's pretty
God
good.
God willing, more people will finally be able to play without having to buy a Virtual Boy. Just let us play it on TV. Please don't make the accessories mandatory for Switch.
Just don't. You don't have to.
You don't need to. You don't need it. You don't have to. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Game Boy versus Game Gear. This is kind of an interesting month. So Game Boy had the not like you don't want to play this version specifically, but it is surprisingly competent version of Killer Instinct for the original black and white Game Boy.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
honestly pretty good.
You never want to go back to it for more. Like there are so many better options now, but at the time, handheld Killer Instinct with 2 buttons and a D-pad, you could have done a lot worse. I'm looking at you, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1 on Game Boy is not great. And then there was PGA Tour 96, Return of the Jedi, and Zoop. So, yeah, it's fine. And then over on the Game Gear, you also had 4 releases. Cutthroat Island, Sonic Drift 2, Sonic Labyrinth, and Tails Adventure.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. None of those touch Virtual Boy Wario Land. So in this department, the Virtual Boy gets the win. Like, hands down. Sonic Labyrinth is cute. Tails Adventure is fine. But Virtual Boy Wario Land is a legit masterpiece. So,
yeah.
Virtual Boy for the win. And that is the 10, 20, 30, 40, because there is no 40 this month.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
No,
so October,
really
October, I think, was where we got a lot of the big ones. But this was a pretty good November all around. Good work, team. And with that, I think it's time for us to take a break.
The past.
Yes, good job being behind us. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's been going on in the news with a little week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans.
When you hear the words cross-stitch, you probably think of a grandma lovingly making a Christmas stocking, a picture of a lighthouse, or maybe a Bible verse with flowers. But that's not what we do at Shoot the Moon Stitches. We take the old-fashioned art of cross-stitch and pair it with contemporary themes and imagery to create striking works of art that make the perfect gift for anyone who grew up with the internet and has a wicked sense of humor and an appreciation for pop culture. From cult favorite TV shows and movies, to retro video games, to TikTok trends. If it's made you smile, chances are we've stitched it. You can shop our selection of art and gifts by going to Etsy.com and searching Shoot the Moon Stitches. For all your fun, feminist, fandom fiber art needs, visit Shoot the Moon Stitches.
We're back. We're back. Dan is primed and ready to go.
Cocked and loaded, as they say.
Oh boy. He's already ready, so we're just gonna get right to the point. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we discuss all the news that was new a week ago. We now go live to our senior, dick out correspondent, Dan Ryan. Our senior swinging cod correspondent, Dan Ryan. Oh, look, I forgot that I actually made that a news story. We already kind of covered this.
Yeah, no, I know. I just clicked on it, so I'm not going to read that one. I'm going to go to the next one, where Go Nintendo reports
I didn't do the thing. I forgot that.
I know, it's okay. It's fine.
No, it's not, because now that I know you can do it, I just forgot it was even a thing until just now. So while you read, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, I screwed that
one up. We're very unprepared this week, Chris.
It's been a busy week.
Show.
It really has.
Yeah. Anyway, our friends over at Go Nintendo report that Picross S Capcom Classics Edition and Picross S SNK Classics and Neo Geo Edition, this is a terrible name, should have done something better, come to Nintendo Switch November 27th, 2025. Each of these are going to be $18 a piece. And this is just right up your alley, Chris. Like, These are characters you love. Specifically the Capcom one.
Yeah, but I looked at the trailer for the Neo Geo one and thought, this is neat if I run out of, if I run out of Picross. But, I haven't bought the Namco one yet either. Because I played the demo of it, and it's like, well, I know some of these characters, but really, like, the deep dive history of Namco classics, like, it's not really a thing. The Sega one's fantastic. I'm through like at least half of that one, but this Capcom one, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, I'm not a huge Picross fan. Like, I like Picross. It's interesting. It's cool. I get it. It doesn't really scratch that particular part of my brain the way it does for you. $18 feels a bit much. Like, 18 for
That's
both.
the other reason I haven't bought the Namco one, is because these licensed ones are more expensive.
Yeah. Like, and 18 for both sounds right.
Yeah, but like that's a lot of nuts for a Picross game, considering how much other Picross is currently available on that system for way less money. So, like, I like the Capcom idea, but I'll wait till it goes on sale.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah. And the nice thing about the Picross games is that they are just, by their very nature, timeless experiences. This isn't something you need to jump into like, fuck, I gotta play this before it all gets spoiled for me.
And it was Picross spoilers, oh no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really a thing.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the ones where you can, like, I'll just throw it on a wish list, and when it hits like $10, like, okay, now we're...
Yeah, now we're cooking with Picross.
Yeah. Oh.
Next up, GameSpot reports Just Cause dev Avalanche closes Liverpool studio and lays off workers.
Yep, another week.
Yep. Another week. More mass layoffs in the video game industry. Let's see. Contraband was initially announced during an Xbox 360 presentation in 2021. At the time, it was touted as a AAA game set in the 1970s in the fictional country of Bayan. It wasn't the only long-term game that was shuttered by Microsoft this year. Rare's Everwild, the Perfect Dark reboot, and a new MMO from ZeniMax Online Studios were all casualties of a purge of 9,000 people, including Xbox employees. Microsoft paused development on Contraband from the Just Cause folks. And, Microsoft's just crushing it, Just crushing it.
Boy, are they.
And by it, I mean people's hopes and dreams.
And lives, and retirement plans and futures, and all of those things.
Just crushing it.
Good God. It's not as bad as Verizon. I know that's not one of the stories that we have this week, but Verizon is about to lay off 13,000 people.
I was just going to say, no context necessary there. It's not as bad as Verizon. Agreed.
Yeah. 13,000 people is the fucking number.
That's nuts.
13,000. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm sure they all feel good because, in the letter that was sent to all of them announcing the plans, they were like, we're doing this for the health of Verizon. And I'm sure all those people are like, oh, well, and that I'm out. Don't even give me the severance package.
Yeah,
so, it's for the health of Verizon
is really, that's my priority.
Yeah. I mean, so Tiff and I had just somewhat of an interesting discussion about it, and we all know the way we all feel about AI in general, and replacing people's jobs and all of those things. If AI is going to take anybody's job, though, it should be the CEO's job.
Oh my God,
that would literally...
AI could definitely do CEO's jobs.
It could, and it would literally, like, not even being funny here, but in an effort to make the company the most money, it would be the best possible outcome. It would save the most money by replacing a incredibly expensive position that really doesn't fucking do anything.
Pretty much.
So, maybe we go that way. I don't know. I can't see the executives agreeing to that for some reason, I think all of a sudden they will be like, well, I mean, we have a very important job. Whatever. Anyway, eat the rich. Our Nintendo Life reports, this just, chef's kiss, no fucking notes. Vampire Survivors is getting a bonkers-looking dungeon crawler spinoff called Vampire Crawlers, where in the trailer, they basically describe it as it isn't a roguelike deck builder. No. It is, in fact, a roguelite deck building dungeon crawler, which... this is just awesome. It's it's like the old school first person RPGs, and you just murder everything with all of the things you're familiar with from Vampire Survivors, except it's a deck builder. It's all card-based combat. This is... I love Vampire Survivors. This might be even more for me. You know, like, I love deck building games. I love these kind of, like, roguelite deck builders. This looks fucking nuts. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, this looks completely bonkers. This might be less for me, but I'm not unwilling to try it.
If there was ever going to be a first-person dungeon-crawling roguelite deck builder that was for you, this would be the one.
This would indeed be it.
You know, I am very excited for this. I did not love the last thing that Ponkel put out, that keyboard mashing game whose name I can't even remember now. It's fine. It's fine. It's just not as good as I wanted it to be. Now, they didn't develop it. They just published it. You know, it's fine. Vampire Survivors is just so... it's just so, like, personal to them. I can't see them fucking this up and not putting everything they have into it and making it awesome.
They're not doing this one.
No, I know,
This
but it's their baby,
right.
You know. Yeah, Berserk or Die was the other one, and it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, yeah,
this
is gonna be fucking
stuff.
Awesome.
Good for you. They are making the games that they want to make, and that makes me happy. They're doing their thing, and that's glorious. Speaking of glorious, Go Nintendo reports Jalico Sports Bases Loaded and Jalico Sports Goal now available on Switch.
I know.
All right, so
why?
Look, I have a huge,
just why
huge spot in my heart for the original Goal for NES and Super Bases Loaded for Super Nintendo, and it is wonderful that these games are here. But I have to know why just these games, because Bases Loaded and Goal were in fact series of games, but this is just Bases Loaded and Super Bases Loaded, and Goal and Super Goal. So, Bases Loaded 2, 3, 4, whatever the heck else.
Yeah, I think it was only up to 4 before it got to Super Bases Loaded.
Yeah, actually, I think Super Bases Loaded might have even been before 4. I can't remember.
Really?
Because I think they released Bases Loaded 4 for NES after Super Bases Loaded on Super Nintendo, but let's find out. List of Bases Loaded games. Bases Loaded. Kind of making me miss baseball right about now. Let's see. Bases Loaded second season in 1990. Bases Loaded 3 in 91. Bases Loaded 4 in 93. Super Bases Loaded. Yeah, Super Bases Loaded was in 91. Yeah, so Bases Loaded 4 was after Super Bases Loaded. But then there was also Super Bases Loaded 2 and Super Bases Loaded 3. And, of course, the Bases Loaded 96 doubleheader for PlayStation and Saturn in 95. So, there were a lot of bases loaded games to choose from.
A lot of
Goal,
bases loaded
on the other
games.
hand, Goal I think only had 3, because there was Goal and Goal 2 on NES. Goal video game. This is 19... Oh, interesting. There was a 1988 video game and a 1992 video game. I want to say this was the 88 video game, yeah. So what was the 1992 video game? Well, now I've got to know. Oh, that's Super Goal.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Okay.
It was just released as Goal. And so, really, I always thought it was called Super Goal here in North America, but I'm looking at the box, and it does just say Goal for Super Nintendo. It was Super Goal in Europe, it was Super Cup Soccer in Japan, but what are the rest of the Goal games? I want to say there was at least a Goal 2. Goal 2 is not endorsed by any football team. List of Goal games. Not Ogle games. List of... Yeah, I can't find a list of Goal games. But, I mean, I know of at least Goal 2. It's strange to me that this is just the first game in both series and then the first Super Nintendo game in both series. It just seems weird to me. What's nice is that they're only $7.99. So, like, okay. That's not a terrible price for... these two games.
No.
But would I play Super Bases Loaded enough for $8? Probably not. I really enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with Super Bases Loaded back in the day. I remember playing the crap out of that.
It's a great game.
And the first Goal on NES. I don't think I really played Super Goal. I don't think I played that one much. Anyways, I was fascinated by it. This is just one of those things. It's like, wow, somebody decided to re-release these games, and that brings me joy.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that bring joy, Dan, I take this Kirby Air Riders one.
Oh, you want me to take the Kirby Air Riders? Okay.
I do. Because I want to hear you talk about it. What am I skipping over? Oh, the Partner Showcase. We should save the Partner Showcase for, the end anyway.
Okay. Nintendo Life reports that Kirby Air Riders players are creating, and this is fucking great, micro bikini machines, but Nintendo is having none of it because they hate fun and tits. It's in their whatchamacallit.
It's in their company manifesto.
It is, yeah. It was an Iwata thing that has just kind of, been carried over. Players in Kirby Air Riders have recently taken to creating new machines designed to look like Chef Kawasaki wearing a micro bikini because, of course, they fucking have.
Oh, yeah. Of course they are.
It is, apparently this is all stemming from a meme that was circulated originally in 2020. It is just... This story is difficult if you haven't seen the images. However, if I could describe it to you, if you could imagine a star, right? And in the top point of the star, there's a face. And it's not really a sexy face. It's just a face to let you know where the tits are. Because underneath of that... underneath of that is where the teeniest, tiniest of bikinis it just is located. And then as you go further down to the bottom left and the bottom right point of the star where they meet in the very vaginal shaped crevice that is apparently there in a star that I didn't know was there before, but I know now because that's where the bikini is covering. And as we all know, that covers the bikini no-no area. And it's just fucking sexy. And I love it.
Beautiful. Good job, Internet. Keep it going.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Just... yeah. And Nintendo was like, fuck you. you cannot sell this. You cannot have this. No. Because they hate fun and tits.
Yeah. I do. Who doesn't? Apparently most of the world. Time Extension reports, a cornerstone of gaming history, Microsoft, Xbox, and Activision team up to make original Zork trilogy open source.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I think
agree.
it'll be really interesting to see if anybody does anything cool with it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know that they will, but in a rare win for Microsoft.
Way to go, guys. Way to not be horrible for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Way to not be horrible by fucking making a 40, 50-year-old game open source. But whatever. It's an important game. I know you didn't love it when we played through it for the Super Series. But
but I appreciate it.
Right. You cannot, diminish its importance in video game history. Right. So, I think it's really cool. I really enjoy them. And I am interested to see if anything cool happens with it. Engadget reports that the Analog 3D, the 4K remake of the N64 that has shipped finally after a number of delays, has shipped out this week. It will be restocked and available for purchase on November 24th, but it is going to cost $20 more than the initial run-through. That's got to be a record for increasing your console price after launch. Like a week is pretty nuts. Thankfully, it's only $20. I think we all kind of saw this coming as, the world continues to be on fire. And, we continue to be like, tariffs are great. All right, never mind. Take them away. But put them on this shit. But I'm lowering prices that I also increased because I'm like Amazon and I raised the price of shit before I put it on sale. Anyway, this thing is so not for me, I could not care any less. I know that we have a number of listeners that have not gotten one. If you want one, November 24th, it's just going to cost you $20 more.
Yeah, I mean, look, people like N64. I am not people, but I like things about that 64. But all in all, it's not a system that I go back to. Although I do keep meaning to go back to it for Mortal Kombat Trilogy. But I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I think the interesting part here in the Engadget article, and obviously a bunch of places covered this, but the Engadget article in particular had just a little interesting bit in their final thing where they said, a word of warning though, while our review of the Analog 3D praised the hardware design and strength of the emulation, our reviewers' biggest mark against the console is that it plays N64 games, and a lot of them just aren't very fun to play in 2025. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you really get down to it. When you get down to brass tacks, what are we doing here?
What are you playing on it? Obviously there's the big things, right? You're playing your Zeldas and Super Mario and probably the Banjo games, but
maybe some GoldenEye, some Perfect Dark.
Maybe, we've come so far. We've come so far from GoldenEye. GoldenEye's really hard to fucking play now because it does not control at all you would want it to.
Thing. You're not going to hear me defending GoldenEye. I never didn't like that game when it first came out. So, but I get that people like it for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah.
There are a couple of good things on there. Like I said, I'm going to talk about some Mortal Kombat Trilogy a little bit later. But
yeah, okay.
Right now, I will just say that Rock Paper Shotgun reports Interplay co-founder and LGBTQ plus icon Rebecca Heinemann dies from cancer. This is very unfortunate. Remember, I think we brought up on the show back when she was diagnosed with adenocarcinoma earlier this year. We're just doing a GoFundMe to try to pay her bills, and just it didn't pan out. which is a dang shame because she was pretty legendary in the gaming space. Designed and programmed such games as The Bard's Tale 3 and Dragon Wars before going on to co-found Logicware, Contraband Entertainment, and Old School. Shows Interplay co-founder. Yeah, she had a hell of a career in the games industry. And it's a tragic loss. Shame.
She really did. You know, it is. It's again. I don't think we're going out on a limb here when all of us at the Stone Age Gamer and Geekade and the podcast and all of our listeners offer a laurel and hearty fuck you to cancer.
Yes, indeed.
Just... Anyway. Let's talk about this Xbox partner preview, Chris. Let's switch gears. IGN has given us a breakdown of everything that Xbox announced, and I didn't watch it. I don't know if you did.
Nope, I didn't even realize it was happening.
Yeah, no, I knew it was happening.
This one got right by me.
I didn't have time to work it into my day. But let's go ahead and break down some of the things that are heard.
Yeah, I just ran through the list of game announcements, and don't care at all. Yeah,
so we've got the new game from the developers of Godfall, Counterplay Games. They have an action-packed roguelite shooter called Armistice that I have an incredibly hard time distinguishing from the hundreds of other games that look just exactly like this on Xbox and PlayStation. This is not a shot at Xbox. This is a shot at why every fucking game looks like this. Sure. It looks fine, you know, like as far as like visuals are concerned, but it's a roguelike shooter. This one might be a little bit, might be interesting. This one is called The Mound Omen of Cthulhu. It is a co-op survival horror game. Depending on your interest in Lovecraftian horror and that sort of thing, your mileage is certainly going to vary on this one. I happen to begrudgingly like and appreciate a lot of Lovecraftian stuff. It is very, very difficult to get past the just overt fucking racism and sexism and misogyny that's in a lot of it, but you know, it's art from the artist and recognizing the time that it was written in and all of those things. This might be really cool. Probably not though, because I just don't like co-op gaming in this way. Probably not for me. This one also not for me, but we've got Dave the Diver finally coming to Xbox. With a new set of DLC announced as well. In the Jungle, I believe is the name of the DLC. Man, John really liked this, right? He really liked Dave the Diver?
He did. He was really, really into this for a little while, and then it got too hard for him, and he gave up.
Yeah.
I never got around to properly trying it myself.
I like the diving part of it. I have no interest in the running the sushi restaurant.
The sushi thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like if I could just auto do that one and do the rest of this, I think I would really, really enjoy Dave the Diver. But the fact that I got to do both of those parts really took me out of it. But this looks cool. Dave the Diver continues to expand and get bigger and better, and that's really cool.
Agreed.
The next one on this list, though, Chris, this is the one that I think, most excited about that Xbox showed off, and this is Crowsworn. This looks like a Hollow Knight-y kind of Metroidvania thing with really, really nice looking animation. It just, I think, looks really, really cool. the main character's got a plague doctor mask on, so, like, immediately I'm like, all right, like, that's at least a 5, you know, just on character design alone. But all the powers that they showed off and, like, the traversal stuff in this, it definite Hollow Knight vibes from, like, the combat and the way you bounce around and the different things you can do. But that's not a bad thing, right? Like, it doesn't look derivative. It looks similar, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, this one looks pretty neat. I like it.
Yeah.
Crow Swarm.
It really this is going to be another one that really is going to depend on how it feels to play, I think.
Agreed.
Because that's like the thing about Hollow Knight and Silksong is that while they are tough games, they're not cheap. And they feel really good to play, and the control is precise and all of those things that you want. So it's like, all right, when you fuck up, you fucked up, not the game, right? Anyway, I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Echo Generation 2. It is a cosmic horror nightmare that is coming to PC and consoles in 2026. This looks like something I might be into, but I don't know Echo Generation. It's got some like card-based combat, RPG type stuff. What I like about this one is that it is all of the stuff that like we grew up on, right? It's the Goonies. It's like it's got very Stranger Things vibes, right? So like kind of paying homage to those 80s movies and like The Thing and that sort of stuff. I think this one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
We already talked about Vampire Crawlers. We got a look at this 007 First Light stuff with a bunch of James Bond's new cars. Man, I don't really like the Hitman games, which I know is like why Evan and I broke up. But like, you know, I don't know. There's another game, Roadside Research, where it's a co-op game where you're a group of aliens that dress up in silly human costumes and run a gas station. Okay. Total Chaos. Yeah, this looks fine. It's a psychological horror type thing. It's got some Silent Hill people involved. Looks fine. Reanimal is a neat looking Little Nightmares-esque type game. This looks something that Pem will be super into. But it's co-op. It's from the original creators of Little Nightmares. So the team that did Little Nightmares 1 and 2 went on to make this game, Reanimal. I'm sure I will play this at some point with her. We got another game called Erosion. It's a twin stick shooter. Looks fine. Clover Pit, which is supposed to be pretty cool, and I've heard really good things about it. It's a little horror game and whatnot with a slot machine from hell. That got a console release during the Xbox thing, so that's cool. And then... No, okay, hold on. God, there's so much of this that they went through. Tides of Annihilation. I don't know what the fuck that is, so I don't care. Zoopunk is from the team behind Fist, which is Forged in Shadow Trench, that I was gifted. That game's really dope. That was a really cool Metroidvania. This looks cool as well. I talked a little bit a year or so ago about the game Raji, which is like third-person action adventure with like Indian mythology and just a really cool art style. This sequel looks really good. But because I'm just rambling now, I am going to end it with just the, I don't know, perhaps like the biggest what the fuck thing that has happened in months in one of these showcases. So apparently in the new Eminem versus Slim Shady Hitman content that will launch on all platforms on December 1st, Marshall Mathers, a.k.a. Eminem, hires Agent 47 to kill Slim Shady.
Stop. Stop.
I just
no. I disagree.
And it was like this big fucking reveal, and it's like, what are we doing?
Eminem watched Dragon Ball Super and was like, I want to do that.
Okay, fair. Yeah. I mean,
no. Just no. Stop that.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. I apologize, dear listeners, for not being able to work in this showcase and actually have something of substance to say about it. But
it's because
I did not have time this week. It's unlike me. It is. And I apologize. I've let you all down.
I mean, you definitely let me down.
Don't let
but with that,
down.
We're going to take ourselves another quick... That wraps up week old news. And we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint and see how we're doing. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. And we're back. Welcome back.
Wasting
Dan's
good
got a
content
huge
just between
schlong. And that's the checkpoint, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing else matters.
Good night, everybody. Man, some of my kids' friends listen to this show, Kris.
Yeah, but they already know. They've seen you walk. They understand. They see you lugging that thing around the house. They it's a silent respect, but it's there.
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Sure is. Okay.
What it is impressive.
That's enough cashews for now, which means it's time for the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where Dan and I talk about what's been going on in our lives. And you were saying some shit about cottage cheese earlier. So,
yeah.
I haven't thrown up in a while, so talk to me.
So, I up until today was the official first time that I have ever eaten cottage cheese. I made it 45 years without eating cottage cheese because it looks gross, if we're being totally honest. And the original way that cottage cheese was made is in fact gross. Involving like cows puking it back up and all of that shit. So, I was just like, nah, I'm good. But as we had talked about, after the chemo was all done and my doctors were like, you should probably put weight back on and all of that stuff. And I was like, yeah, but I'm still like overweight, even though I've lost weight through the chemo. And they were like, yeah, but that wasn't like healthy weight loss. That was like chemo weight loss. And, if you're going to actually like do this, you should probably do it correctly and all of those things. So, get back to eating and whatnot. And I kind of went a little overboard on it, admittedly, because going throughout the entire chemotherapy process was awful and it sucked. And one of the things that sucked so much about it was that for like that entire 9 month, 8 month, 10 month, whatever, however fucking long it was, period, food tasted pretty bad in general the entire time. And I'm certainly not I don't have the love of food that like you talk about it, Kris, and the way that you talk about food, you have a different relationship with food than I do. And that's not me saying that you have a negative relationship with it. It's just different than the relationship I've always had with food. Except once I got the all clear towards the end of February, I was like, I am going to stuff my face with a bunch of bullshit that I haven't been able to eat or enjoy. And it just, I went from one sort of unhealthy eating to another sort of unhealthy eating. And that's not great. And I have always been a chubby kid, like my entire life. I've never been skinny. None of those things. So I decided at the beginning of October, when I went to the doctor, and they were like, all right, like, listen, Tubby, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And I was like, okay, I mean, you didn't have to say that, doctor, but I was like, all right, let me figure this out, right? Let me start with something I can control and something that can be manageable. And that is very simply calorie in, calorie out, right? I can count. So this will be fine. And it's worked really, really well. Since the beginning of October, I am legit through simple calorie in, calorie out, and light, moderate exercise and stretching and a little bit of yoga stuff. Like really without any like hardcore routine or anything like that, but really sticking to a diet of 2,000 calories or less per day. And when I say less, I don't mean, like, ooh, today will be a good day because I'll only eat 1,000 calories. Like, that's not healthy either. So like 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. And focusing on, actual food and protein. Doing that, I've lost 20 pounds. Since October 8th. That was the time that I weighed myself. And I took my weight the other day, down about 20 pounds, right? So, how does all of this tie into cottage cheese? I hear you asking, well, as someone who can't cook and, is like, how do I do this when I'm not the one making most of the food? Let me spend some time on TikTok and Instagram and try to find some low calorie, high protein recipes that I can make, right? And lo and behold, there is a viral sweet potato bowl that is all over the social medias, and it is sweet potatoes, air fried sweet potatoes, that you kind of season, kind of like with the 4 horsemen of the crockpocalypse, right? Which is, like salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. Kind
it's
of
very
thing.
different from the 4 horsemen of the crotchpocalypse.
Not necessarily, depending on the particular crotch you're investigating. Certainly some of the ones I've investigated. Jesus, why would I admit that? But yeah, so like, you can kind of spice it the way you want. And then the recipe calls for ground beef, but when I went shopping for ground beef the other day, like at the local supermarket, at the ShopRite by me, I don't know what things are like at the ShopRite by you, but 2 pounds of ground beef was like $18, and I went,
it's like a car payment.
Yeah, I was like, you can just suck my entire dick. Anyway, so I went to buy, let me get through this story before weird shit happens again. So I went to get ground beef. They didn't have it. I got ground chicken instead. So this bowl is seasoned air-fried sweet potatoes, ground protein of your choice, avocado, and cottage cheese in a bowl. You can kind of separate them, but it all kind of works together with some hot honey drizzled over the top of it. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm trying cottage cheese for the first time. And it was fine, Kris. It was okay. I'm not writing letters to it, but it was okay with the hot honey drizzled on it, and the kind of went well with the sweet potatoes and whatnot. And I really love sweet potatoes, so that kind of helps. But as far as a lower calorie, higher protein, filling kind of meal that is easy to prepare, like if it's something I can cook, like anybody can do it. It was really good. I legitimately really enjoyed it. So it makes me interested to kind of venture out into some of this other bullshit, that I've seen where, like recipes where people are making like a pizza crust out of cottage cheese. And I'm like, that just sounds so fucking stupid, but like, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot as we continue down, this path. Right, because fuck, man, like somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the guinea pig here, and I've got to. I have to drag my family kicking and screaming into healthier habits. I really do, and this, I'm kind of on that path, and cottage cheese is apparently going to be a part of it, Kris.
Hey, look. It was the combination of cottage cheese and sweet potatoes that made me want to barf, because I actually don't particularly care for sweet potatoes.
Really?
Yeah, just never really been a fan. I'm not like anti-sweet potato per se, but they don't really do it for me. And if there's ever an option between sweet potatoes and just potatoes, I'm going potatoes every time. I've actually been having a lot of communications about potatoes this week. Because I'm in charge of potatoes for Thanksgiving next week, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I want to do about the potato situation. Because I had considered I'm in the mood for some scallop potatoes. I haven't had scallop potatoes in a little while. It seems like something that I would like to do, but Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes just seems incorrect. And do I want to do 2 different potato dishes? Like, you can't have too many potatoes, obviously. Like, that's just not a thing, especially at Thanksgiving. But do I have the time?
I fully disagree. But
I mean,
I'm not a potato guy. I given the option, I will take sweet potatoes every time.
Yeah, see, that's just not right. But you know what? There's a first time. Everyone's allowed to be wrong sometimes, and this is your first. Good for you.
Fair.
You've made it this many years.
45
congratulations.
years.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's
not.
Never have been wrong. Let's see. But anyway, that's a podcast for another podcast. I'm very much considering making 2 different potato dishes, but I am also in charge of gravy and making the rolls, which I will be doing from scratch again because that keeps coming out very, very well. Making 2 different potato dishes does seem like it might be a bit overkill. However, the scalloped potatoes can be done ahead of time, like really cooked ahead of time. But I can assemble that ahead of time and then bake them. And while they're baking, perhaps I could work on mashed potatoes. But are they going to get eaten? Am I going to have a ton of excess potatoes after Thanksgiving? Is the question, because I don't have. It's not like I have infinite fridge space. Our fridge is not enormous. I don't really care for my fridge. It's one of the things that I hate about my life right now. My current life. My fridge space is too goddamn small. Because a full-size fridge, even though we had one in the house, I don't know, I just can't get them back. We couldn't. We bought a full-size fridge, and they couldn't get it through the door. Like, I don't know how the fuck this fridge even got in here. We're taking hinges off. We're taking all kinds of stuff. Anyway, potatoes. I feel very strongly about
one
them.
Of the things I hate about my life.
Not enough fridge space. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make is I don't actually have an intrinsic problem with cottage cheese. I used to like it when I was younger. I can't really eat it on its own anymore now because of my texture issues that I've developed throughout the course of my life. However, it's not exactly what I would call healthy food, but one of my favorite dishes throughout my entire life is spinach roll-ups, which my mom would make, which are lasagna noodles, spinach, mozzarella cheese, cottage cheese, Parmesan cheese, a ton of spinach, garlic, etc. And then you just kind of roll all that up and cover it in spaghetti sauce, and it's just a big fat bowl of cheesy, delicious win. And the flavor of cottage cheese, I think, is outstanding. It's honestly just the texture that is problematic for me, especially when eating it on its own.
Yeah,
but anyone who tells you cottage cheese is just a bad situation all around, they clearly don't know what they're talking.
Well, like I said, I'm sure I've had it in other things before, but never just like I am going to partake of some cottage cheese. That was 45 years, and I did so today, and it was fine. I rather liked it, and it's so for me. The reason that I think this is working as well as it is for me currently is because I do not mind at all. In fact, I would even go so far as to say I prefer the way that I am currently eating. So my diet right now, basically, and I am for the first time in my life measuring as I eat, right? So like when I have my coffee in the morning, the creamer that I use in my coffee is 35 calories per tablespoon, right? So I make a 24-ounce cup of coffee, and as I brew my coffee, I put 2 tablespoons of the
cottage
Dunkin'
cheese.
Donuts of cottage cheese right into the fucking coffee. It's great. God, that sounds fucking wretched. I mean, I would be willing to try it because it's coffee. But
terrible.
Would you strain it then? Do you just want like the liquid from the cottage cheese in there? I don't. You
no,
really
blender.
mix it? Do you put it in a blender with ice to make like a cottage cheese coffee smoothie?
No ice, warm.
No. No ice.
Sure, the cottage cheese is room temperature too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very warm, runny rennet just all up in your fucking coffee. Good God. Maybe I don't like cottage cheese. Maybe this whole evening has been a lie. So I usually have like a 24-ounce cup of coffee, right? Like that's what my mug holds. So I put 2 tablespoons of the Dunkin' Donuts extra creamer, the like whoever the fuck makes it. I put that in there, so like I know that my coffee has 70 calories in it. I have for breakfast every morning, I have my coffee and I have a banana. And a banana has, on average, you know, depending if you're going to be a size queen about it, anywhere from 100 to 120 calories. So I just always kind of err on the side of more. And, you know, I put 120 calories for my banana. So my breakfast is 190 calories. For lunch, I have an apple and peanut butter that measures out. I forget the exact measurement because I still look at it every time. I have the apple and the peanut butter that measures out to 240 calories. And then I snack throughout the day on peanut butter protein granola. And that works out to 340 calories. So, and that is what I eat up until dinner time. And I eat the same thing every fucking day and have done it for a month. And like I said, that's like one of the weirder things about me. I prefer it that way. I do not need the variety. I do not want the variety. The variety is what gets me in trouble. Right? Where I'm like, oh, well, I could have this and it's only this amount of calories. Or like, nope, that does not work for me. This is the kind of thing that works for me. Dinner is where it gets a little, you know, hairy and whatever. But usually when it comes to dinner time, now I might throw in, if I'm a little extra hungry, I'll throw in like an extra granola bar or, you know, something like that, or some trail mix or something. But when it comes to like dinner time, I usually have, you know, 1,000 to 1,200 calories to play around with. And I try to get, you know, 600 to 700 calories in dinner. And then, you know, another snack at night. I'll have some trail mix or, you know, a yogurt or something like that. I'm hitting anywhere between 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, eating basically the same shit every day. And it works out. It works out pretty well. So I know that's not for everybody, but I can tell you that if you are looking to lose weight, the only way that works without fail is to burn more calories than you take in. Eat 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. Legitimately track and measure your shit. When your peanut butter protein granola says it's this amount of calories for 2/3 of a cup, get a fucking scoop that is 1/3 or 2/3 of a cup and actually measure that shit, and it works. You know? I walk a mile in the morning, not every day, but, you know, between my job and the walks I go on, I probably walk like, you know, anywhere between 5 to 8 miles a day. But that's it. Like I'm not going to the gym constantly. I'm not running. I'm not riding a bike. I'm not on a treadmill. I'm not lifting weights constantly. I'm not doing any of these things. And this legitimately works. And I feel better, you know? So we are on the path, Kris.
And if the path is paved with cottage cheese, then so be it.
It certainly is. So you mentioned something, though, that I wanted to bring up. You mentioned Thanksgiving. We are recording here a week before the giving of the thanks. And the decision has been made in my family. Without me as part of the discussion, because I don't get to be a part of this discussion because I don't fucking cook. But the decision has been made that everybody is just over it, and we will be going to a restaurant for Thanksgiving this year. And I don't know how I feel about it. this will be only the third time in my entire life that Thanksgiving will not be at home. We've gone to a restaurant once, and it was awful, and I hated it. And then we've had it catered once when my Aunt Sandy was like waving her dick around and being like, I make so much fucking money. Like, let's have this good. Let's make people wait on us and our home on Thanksgiving. And I was like, that's really kind of fucked up, dude, but whatever. Am I an asshole
I don't
for
like
being
that.
upset?
No, I don't like that at all. It's Thanksgiving.
But I don't cook. And Tiff
Right.
doesn't want to. She's tired. She
I
works
get it.
13-hour days.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like, but still at the same time, I want to be like, well, bitch, get in the fucking kitchen. Like, what the yeah. I don't give a shit.
Cooking.
It's Thanksgiving. Get the fuck in there. But I really don't have a leg to stand on, you know, because I'm not the one. I'm just watching football. Like,
you don't
that's
have a
what I'm
turkey leg
doing.
to stand on.
I don't have a turkey leg to stand. I do all the dishes. You know, I clean up after everything, and like I peel potatoes, and like I do that kind of shit. But it's a lot of work for her. But I'm still kind of upset. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're not wrong in that you don't have a leg to stand on because you're not actually contributing to the day.
I'm not.
But also, you're not wrong to be upset by the fact that you won't be getting a home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it's okay to miss that because that's the stuff. It's what makes the day, you know?
I think, because I put my foot down about Christmas. I was like, oh, okay, I will acquiesce to this, but this is not, we're not going out to dinner on Christmas. Like, we're not having Chinese food like we're fucking Jewish. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Please don't take it that way. But, I mean,
I did.
Tiff
You're
is
very
Jewish.
anti-Semitic.
My great-grandfather was, in fact, a Nazi. It's the whole thing. My wife is Jewish. It's fine. We actually could have Chinese food. It would be totally okay. We'll celebrate Hanukkah. Fuck you. But no, like I
Boy, that was a ride, huh?
it really was. Yeah, sometimes I don't need you here, Chris. I just need to like be happy monkey boy and make laughy joke time so people go ha ha. Like it's fine. So, but I put the foot down, Lois, and I was like, we're not doing this on Christmas. You know, why I'm upset about it, I think more than anything, is because I did miss last year.
I was just going to say, like, I was trying to figure out the timing in my head of like, did he get a Thanksgiving last year?
No. So by this point, because I started chemo in August of last year.
Right. Yeah.
And by this point, I was fucking over it. You know, everything tasted like shit. I felt like shit. It was even worse at Christmas. Like our tradition.
Yeah, right. I remember this now.
Yeah, like our tradition is to stay up and watch A Very Merry Christmas on Netflix and wrap presents, and like we always do a thing, and I have like a beer that I always get. You know, like it's just a thing that we've done for the last, you know, however long the girls have been alive, and this Very Merry Christmas thing has been going on. And last year I went to bed at like 8:30 on Christmas Eve because I was just fucking exhausted, and Tiff was like, "What are you doing? You have to come." You have to come down, like we have to do the thing. And I was like,
Sorry, you just
I know.
picked a great
I know
word
where
to
I
end that
paused.
sentence on.
Yeah, you have to come. What are you doing?
It's Thanksgiving, Dan.
It's Thanksgiving, face, neck, and chest.
The gravy's got to come from somewhere.
Baby gravy. Gross. Yeah, she was like, you gotta come down. We gotta do the thing. And I was like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like I actively didn't want to because I wasn't going to enjoy it, and that was going to make it even worse. So I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. Like I just need to go to bed and all of that. So like, you know, I feel kind of I feel kind of weird about it. Of like, I shouldn't complain because I'm not contributing to the cooking. I clean the house. I do all the other stuff. I set the table. I do, like I vacuum. I do the dishes afterwards. All that stuff. But like the actual cooking part, I'm not a part of. But it's not that I don't contribute at all. But yeah, it's just like, man, I really don't want to. But we are. So
where are you going to go? Like,
I don't know. I might have been told, but I'm just upset and I wasn't listening.
Are they all excited or are they resigned to it? Is it like yes, we're going to go somewhere and we're going to go to Chili's and get some mozzarella sticks. Like
I'm going to get we're going to go to Applebee's and I'm going to get riblets. I'm really fucking stoked.
Or is it just like, we just can't do this year? I'm sorry. Like,
I think that's
what's the vibe?
I think that's kind of where everybody is. Like, we just can't. And I get that, I do.
I get it.
Because I couldn't last year. I just couldn't.
What is your Thanksgiving menu? Like, if you could have Thanksgiving dinner this year, what would you want?
So our Thanksgiving menu typically is, we do the big turkey. Tiff does a really incredible job on the turkey. Like there's like a butter rub like under the skin and like it's a whole fucking thing. It's like a Bob's Burgers kind of turkey thing if you've seen the episodes. She gets like super into it, even though she hates doing it because it's fucking gross. It's very personal. Like you're getting up in that turkey to make it taste good.
I know. I've made a turkey exactly once, and I would do it more often if that one time didn't result in me getting food poisoning.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that part. So it's a really delicious turkey. A couple different types of stuffing. We do the corn casserole, corn surprise is what my grandfather called it. But it's like a corn pudding.
Surprise is cottage cheese.
It's fucker. You had no idea. You've been eating this shit for decades. Yeah, so it's like a corn. Sometimes it's called like Southern corn pudding or like corn. Whatever. Corn casserole.
Karen makes that.
Yeah, very very good. Love that. And then we have like there's a broccoli dish. There's like a maple carrot thing that gets done. A green bean casserole. That gets done. The cranberry sauce, baking the homemade biscuits, and then there's usually 2 to 3 pies that are made. Right. And then on top of that, because my Uncle Harvey is severely lactose intolerant, is like, he looks at butter and his asshole falls out. It's fucking gross. Tiff then also... Tiff then also prepares an entirely separate menu of most of those things without butter, so that Uncle Harvey can be a part of the day as well. In addition to also making dessert for him that does not include butter. So like it is a fuck ton of shit. Oh, and sweet potatoes, like the yams with the marshmallows and all that shit. Like, so really unhealthy sweet potatoes. Yeah.
That's not what Thanksgiving's about. Thanksgiving is not about healthy.
No, sure. I was just distinguishing between sweet potatoes and like sweet potatoes,
Right.
So yeah, like it is legitimately a ridiculous amount of food. Yeah, it's a lot.
But what would you?
And
would
it's
you
basically
want?
twice.
Like, what's your thing? Like, I understand that this is with the big menu. I understand this a lot, but like,
okay.
what is the you would look forward to in a Thanksgiving meal? Like right now, what's getting you stocked? Thinking about Thanksgiving,
stuffing, the corn surprise pudding, whatever, the carrots, and the sweet potatoes.
Okay.
That's what I need. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I need. So
sexy.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I don't think you're. I think you're right that if this is what the people that are going to would be doing all this work
right.
are at, it's like, well, yeah, cleaning up is great, but also like there's nothing for you to clean up if they don't make the mess in the first place. And
exactly.
The mess is making all the food. So
exactly.
No, I get it, but I also understand lamenting not getting that Thanksgiving dinner, especially not getting it last year as well. That's something worth lamenting. You are not entirely in the wrong there for feeling the sadness on that one.
Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here having a pity party for myself and being like angry about, like just kind of like, oh, that's a bummer. Like that really sucks.
I get it. I get that.
But anyway, it's just a thing that came up this week.
Well, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Oh, it's okay. I appreciate it. And if we end up recording on Wednesday next week, I won't even get to talk about where we went to dinner.
I mean, you can. It's not like we're going to die afterwards, but...
Well, no, but it will be like a week old. Well, I'll put it into week old news.
It'll be week old news, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the special food correspondent.
Yeah.
We'll do a special segment during week old news. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned the Wednesday thing because it's possible that we will be, that their Karen's sister and cousins, the cousins will be staying over for like a couple of days maybe. So,
oh, sure.
And if there's a bunch of buggers around, breaking off the podcast is slightly more difficult. Not impossible, but just in the interest of keeping things running smoothly, we can bang this out on Wednesday. It just kind of makes the...
I'll bang you out whatever day you're looking for.
Don't threaten me with a
good time. Jinx. Personal jinx.
Hot stuff.
Yummy soda. Yeah, so, what else has been going on?
Well, I had my 1 year gymversary, and I walked over to I got myself a celebratory milkshake. I walked to get it because that's what I do. I was like, I'm not going to drive, but I can walk there, so I did. It's fun. Other than that, it's just been a lot of work, sales prep stuff. Black Friday's coming, Purple Friday's this week, and doing a lot of that, creating images and moving things and sales schedulers and blah 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 blah. I did finish off my Bubsy review, which I had a word count of 560 assigned to me. My first draft was about 2,300 words. So,
so kind of right in line.
As evident by last week, I have a lot of thoughts on the subject.
You do.
Breaking that down to 560 words, not the easiest thing to do, but I pulled it off, and I did so with gusto. I'm reasonably happy. I'm happy enough with the results. Obviously, I feel like it should be a book, but I lost so many great, interesting points about the Bubsy games in the process. But I think I boiled it down to its essentials. I just got 2 more assignments. We are covering in this next issue, Virtual Boy. So that's right. We're getting Bubsy and Virtual Boy in the next issue of Nintendo Force. Living the dream over here, and I just got assigned to write about Mario Clash and Tellero Boxer. So, yes, the fuck please. I'm very excited about that.
So does that mean that you are being given the thing, or are we talking like old
this
school?
Is going to come out. This is coming out before that. We're basically doing like a preview of what are these games, how do they work, and what kind of stuff can we hope or expect out of the Nintendo Switch Online nonsense, that kind of a thing. Kind of a historical like primer for those interested in that sort of thing.
I mean, I think that makes sense because, like, based on the numbers, there's a lot of people that didn't play these.
That is true. That is true. So my comfort food has continued with Dadish. I finished Dadish 1 and 2, and I started Dadish 3. But Tuesday morning this week, I got up, I went to the gym, and I was waiting for my friend to come and walk the treadmill with me. And before she got there, I was like, oh, well, she's not here yet, so I'm going to open up YouTube, and holy shit, there's a trailer for Dadish 4! Oh, man. Happy as a clam. I was replaying these games anyway, and Dadish 4 is going to be out in less than a month. My whole plan was to get through all the Dadish games and Dunkadillo and Be Brave Barb one more time. And
doing the thing.
Yeah, just doing the thing, because they're my comfort food games. They just settle me down. They're good stuff. And man, I am just so stoked that there's going to be a Dadish 4. That's 3 games for this dude this year. Be Brave Barb, Dunkadillo, and Dadish 4 in the same year. And Dunkadillo and Be Brave Barb were both good games.
Yeah.
Similar games, obviously reusing some assets and things, but still, 3 games in 1 year from one dude. That's impressive stuff.
It's not bad.
I would love to get Thomas K. Young on this show. I would just love to pick this guy's brain.
Yeah. Because I keep looking, like, the collection, the Dadish collection is on Steam. It's Dadish 1, 2, and 3.
That's how I'm replaying them now.
It's $15.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a good value.
It is a good value. You will get it for cheaper. Like, those games do go on stupid sale.
Yeah. So, like,
I mean, not that that's not a good value. It's an excellent value, but you can get it for, just keep your eyes peeled. You'll get it for a better price.
Yeah.
I like them so much because there is nothing special about the gameplay. It's just a platformer that's really tight. It's a well-designed, colorful platformer. And then every level makes me chuckle at least, because all the writing is genuinely good stuff. It's just the most basic of basic video game platforming available, and it's just pitch perfect. I couldn't love it more.
Have we talked about? I'm sure you have, and maybe I'm just forgetting it. Have we talked about Super Faust 2?
A little
other
bit.
Game. Have you played it?
Yeah. I've played both Super Faust games.
Okay.
They're okay.
They're okay. They're not Dadish though.
They're very different animals. These are so the Super Faust has a very unique control scheme where you're not like I want to say you're not moving your character directly. It's like it's kind of like Flappy Bird's really a bad example because it was really kind of different from that. Like you tap right and Faust does a jump right sort of thing. Right, but you're flying, so you can just keep doing it constantly. Like you tap right or tap left, and the character will bounce in the arc as if it was jumping in that direction. And that's how you control the character. It's very, very chaotic. I find them very difficult. They're fun, but they're not relaxing in any way, shape, or form. It's they're extraordinarily chaotic. And I think it's Dadish 2 where you can unlock Faust mode, where you can play Dadish 2 as Faust, who can play, who controls the same way. So it's extremely broken and very, very difficult because the game's just not designed to work around that. I've Super Faust 1 and 2 they're very cool for what they are, but they scratch a very different itch. I would almost put them in more of like a twitchy arcade action kind of a situation than the Dadish games. But well worth playing. Thomas K. Young also did Volcano, which is very cool. Again, very, very different game. Volcano is, I think I talked about it on the show like ages ago, but it's basically, I'm trying to think of the game. I guess it's almost like Scrabble. But it's, so you have 5 letters, and you have to make as many words out of those as you can, but every word you make is a bridge on this like top-down stage. So there's like fruit all over the stage, and you got to lay it down. So you got to make words that intersect with each other like a Scrabble board to create bridges to get to all the fruit so that you can beat the stage. It's very clever. I very, very much like it. And I feel like I'm forgetting one too. It's all the Dadish games, Dunkadillo, Be Brave Barb, Super Faust 1 and 2, Volcano, and boy, that's just going to drive me nuts. Maybe I'm not forgetting one, but Thomas K. Young, let's go to your website. What you got here? Dadish 4, Dunkadillo, Be Brave, Barb, Dadish Collection, Dadish 3D, Volcano, Daily Dadish, Super Faust, and... Oh, there was an original Faust. I didn't know there was an original Faust.
Dadish.
It's an iPhone game. That's why I didn't know about it. Because I just have Super Faust is on Switch, as is Super Faust 2. I didn't know there was just a regular Faust, and I think this was his first game. And it's very much like a retro arcade game. That's why it gets that vibe for me, because that's just kind of what it comes from. It's and as like a retro arcade game, like it's a really cool thing, but it's very Twitch fast-paced actiony, as opposed to Dadish, which is relatively low speed platformer, as low a speed as you need it to be. Love it.
All right then.
It's a cute little bird. And he says, "I'm a renegade."
Love that.
It's good stuff. Yeah. Let's see. So I also got the review for the Namco DLC on Atari 50, which was just a gosh dang delight.
I love that.
It's exactly what you want it to be. It's that wonderful documentary content. I had a ball playing Atari 2600 Pac-Man. It is what it is. It's still a fun game. Like, I understand that it's not Pac-Man properly, but it was really cool listening to like just listening to the whole details of how he made the game. Like Todd Fry. The question came up of like, well, why is it colored the way it is, right? Because like that's one of the questions that I always had. Like, well, why is it not just colored like that? And apparently Atari had a rule that they didn't want you to make any games that had a black background unless they were taking place in space because of screen burn-in.
Okay.
And Todd Fry was like, he played the Pac-Man arcade game and he was like, yeah, this is fine. But he wasn't like blown away by it. So he just broke it down to like, okay, well, what are the actual important pieces of Pac-Man? It's the 4 ghosts. It's the dots. It's the power pellets. Like that. Those are the important things. So how do I make that work on Atari 2600? But there was a couple of the really interesting things in there too. Like the 2600 port of Galaxian I never realized just how technically impressive it was, because it never really occurred to me that having that many things on screen was not technically possible. And like they invented a new way of programming it to make the game work, and it's pretty impressive on 2600. Yeah, like they took it to trade shows, and I remember they said that there were people that were looking at it and be like, "Wait a second, that's too many things. The 2600 can't do. What are you doing? This is wild." I think
the 2600 cannot do what it is currently doing.
This is not okay. What did you do? No, it's wonderful. It is strange that the arcade version of Pac-Man isn't there, but I understand why, because it's all very tied to Atari, and Atari did a lot of like the distribution for specific Namco games in North America in the arcades, and that's the kind of stuff that's in the collection. But I'd never played the 5200 version of Pac-Man before, which it's a pretty solid port. There's really good stuff. It's just wonderful. It's exactly what you want it to be. It is perfect. I love that it's there. Really, all we need now is Activision. If we can get a proper Activision DLC, then I mean, obviously, Data Age and iMagic would be great too. But
sure.
If you're really talking about what is the history of Atari, the big things that are now missing. Because Pac-Man was one of the biggest things missing. For my money, the big things that are missing are Space Invaders and Defender and Activision. I think that's it. Like, obviously, there's other. You could keep going for ages and ages. It'll never be 100% of everything Atari. But if you really want to talk about the things that made that system that really put it out there in the world, Defender, Space Invaders, and Activision is pretty much all that's missing as far as I'm concerned. If we can find a way to get those things into this collection, it will be that's it. That's the collection. Perfection.
All right.
Now, speaking of collections, I have I got the review for Mortal Kombat Collection assigned, and Stephen Frost came through and got me the review code for the Switch 2 version of Mortal Kombat Collection. Excellent. And I can say that I'm having a heck of a lot of fun with it. Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game, is exactly as cheap as I remember. Holy crap. Because I really did not spend a lot of time with Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcades because it is an input reading piece of trash. It's just a dick. And like, there's been like, it's really interesting YouTube videos about it. Like, that just made me, I think they started showing up. I noticed them like a year or two ago, maybe more than that. But it was just like the most, it felt so good to see it. It's like, it's like, look, this is how this game cheats. You know, you'll be mid-trip animation and the computer can just throw you. Like, that's not how this works. It just cheats, and it's just there to get as many quarters out of you as possible. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm not noticing the lag that people have been complaining about. I'm just not noticing it at all.
I wonder if that's because of the patches that have come before you started playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's my understanding that the game has been patched a couple of times, but also that people are still currently calling it the worst abomination that has happened since the fucking Holocaust. How dare you scum, you absolute fucking filth. How dare you release this in this condition? And I'm like, I don't know, it seems pretty good to me.
And putrescence.
Just disgusting. Oh, this is the Street Fighter collection all over again. I have the Street Fighter collection. I like it.
I think the Street Fighter collection bad?
Apparently there's some major input lag issues, and I think it really comes down to frame counting, right? If you are a fighting game enthusiast and you're like really frame counting, I get it. Like, maybe there is something, but to my mind, like, I went to the main cabinet that you guys made me, and I messed around with Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and I was like, this feels no different to me. It feels no different at all. So I'm just not getting it. But also, I'm playing the Switch 2 version. I think a lot of it is coming from the PlayStation 5 version. Was the version that a lot of people were complaining. I don't know. I just don't know. Either way, the collection is very nice so far. I've barely dipped into the documentary content yet, which I find very strange. I asked Steven if this was part of the Gold Master series, and he said no, but it basically is. And like, he's 100% right. It's like, I opened up the crypt, and like the timeline shows, I'm like, this is the gold, this is exactly this. Why isn't it a Gold Master series? I'm very confused. I'm not complaining. This is exactly what I want.
Right.
But there are some really interesting omissions in this that I'm scratching my head about, and obviously there's things I don't know. There always are, there always will be. But like, I wrote a whole thing about it on Stone Age Gamer of like, these are the games that are missing from the Mortal Kombat collection, and some of them really are kind of baffling. Playing the, I still don't think the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat 1 is all that good.
It's not, but it had the blood.
Super Nintendo,
that's all that
but it
mattered.
had the blood, yeah. The Super Nintendo version is that. I mean, like, if people are complaining about the input lag on the Super Nintendo version, well, like, there was always input. Like, that's that game. It's just kind of laggy. It's not,
it's different. Like it
is an odd port. I do think it's weird that the Master System versions of the games are not included in any way, shape, or form. Like, the Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat is there, but not Mortal Kombat 2. And there's no Master System ones. And I think the Master System, if you've got Game Gear up and running, I feel like it's probably not hard to get Master System up and running. And they're the very interesting versions that people probably haven't played. Because like, there are terrible versions of Mortal Kombat in this collection. They're just they're there for the historical context, because like, these are things that happened. This is like, that's the point of it. It's not necessarily that these are fun games that need to be appreciated. It's just part of the preservation of the whole thing. I guess like the MS-DOS versions, like, okay, that doesn't surprise me all that much. But like, Mortal Kombat 4 for Game Boy Color is awful. But like, it's still Mortal Kombat 4. Like, the Game Boy Advance version of
Color. Like, it's and it's fascinating.
It is. It's awful in a fascinating way. Like, it is worse than previous portable Mortal Kombats. It's bad. But Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance for Game Boy Advance is included in this collection, which makes no sense to me because that's like the Deadly Alliance was the first part of the next generation of Mortal Kombat, right? 4 was the end of the classic Mortal Kombat games. So why is just this one Deadly Alliance flavored game in here? And the Mortal Kombat 4, which I'm going to double check this right now. Mortal Kombat 4. Show me potato salad.
Show me potato salad.
I believe. Wow, I really just can't find a real confirmation of this. The Game Boy, the Game Boy Color version of Mortal Kombat 4 was developed by Digital Eclipse. So, is it not there because of embarrassment? Like, do they just not want to include it because they're ashamed of themselves? I wouldn't necessarily blame them for that.
Sure.
But, in the interest of completionism, it is odd that it's not there. And also, like I said, the Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat 2 is not there. The Game Boy one is, but the Game Gear isn't. Mortal Kombat 3, Game Gear, and Game Boy are completely missing. Game Boy Color version of MK4, what we're talking about, is missing, and there could be some sort of weird rights issues. Maybe that's part of the problem, because you never know with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's some of the CD-based stuff. Like, Trilogy is really what I'm getting at. It's just the PlayStation version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And when I was playing it, it was lovely, for one, because it doesn't have loading times in it, which was why I never played the PlayStation version. I played it for like 5 minutes, and I was just like, look, I know this has more characters and stages and stuff, but I cannot swallow this loading time.
I can't do this.
It's awful. I will take the N64 version any day of the week. And so I played a ton of the N64 Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and as I'm playing the PlayStation one in the collection, I'm like, the characters seem a little smaller, and the colors are a little more drab than I remember. And then I booted up the arcade version of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and it's a pretty big difference between Ultimate MK3 in arcades and Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PlayStation. And I also remember things looking a little bit nicer in the N64 version, at least in terms of colors. But also the N64 version does play a bit different. Like, it's got kind of different hitboxes. Like, I looked into the kind of science of it. I think the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy for Saturn aren't exactly huge losses. They're pretty much the same as the PlayStation versions. But that N64 version of Trilogy is legitimately different, and also has a completely different character, the female chameleon. So it is that one's kind of a big loss. Like, that one I really don't know why isn't there, and I have questions about that. Obviously, Mortal Kombat Gold being missing is one of those things that a lot of people are upset about, because that's the better version of Mortal Kombat 4. This just has the arcade version and not the home ports, which is, again, kind of a little bit of a disappointment. And the other thing that I wrote about in the article that I wrote a while back, and I still kind of stand behind, is the Tiger LCD stuff not being represented. And I don't know if they show up on the timeline, because if they're at least mentioned on the timeline, I won't mind so much. Like, Mortal Kombat Trilogy for Gamecom can go jump in a lake, but those Tiger LCD handhelds, they were, as far as I'm concerned, they were a very big part of Mortal Kombat's legacy. Like,
I think so, yeah.
Everybody had one. Like, they were everywhere. They sold a ton of those things, and they were Mortal Kombat on the go for the people who couldn't. They were awful, but for the people who couldn't afford a Game Boy, they were Mortal Kombat on the go. That was what you had. And to not have those represented here, I do feel like makes it feel incomplete. And, like, obviously, Mortal Kombat, they have to work with Warner Brothers. They have to work with, whatever development teams hold whatever rights to whatever ports that they worked on. Like, there are definitely limitations that I don't understand as to why not everything was in there. And I'm sure Warner Brothers didn't give them like an unlimited budget to make everything everywhere work all the time.
Sure.
But it is still, it doesn't make it any less sad from a completionist perspective to see all these different versions of Mortal Kombat, especially the historically significant stuff, the N64 trilogy, the Tiger LCD games, like not being a part of the collection is kind of saddening. That said, I'm just having a ball with these games, like playing a nice, as far as I can tell, arcade perfect version of the arcade Mortal Kombat 1 on my TV with a controller is something I've wanted to do for ages, and it's wonderful.
And now you are.
Now I am. And booting up the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat 2 is still great. You can turn on things like unlimited fatality time. There's the fatality training modes. Like there's nice. A lot of stuff in here. It's very well put together, and you can tell it is put together with a lot of love. And the backlash because like they didn't the online lobbies aren't up and running yet. They're working on those. Like that sucks, but I have a suspicion that if this was part of the Gold Master series, it would have come out in a more complete fashion. Because you look at something like Tetris, for example, like that was part of the Gold Master series, and they did wind up adding more stuff to it afterwards, but it didn't feel like it felt incomplete for obvious reasons at first. Like you're not going to get Nintendo Game Boy Tetris in this collection because you're releasing it on PlayStation 5. It's just not going to happen.
Whether it should or shouldn't.
Exactly. Nintendo's not going to do that.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you play that game. But like the Mortal Kombat collection, I can't help but feel that they were very beholden to Warner Brothers. It's just speculation on my part, but they were beholden to Warner Brothers to get this game out by this date so that it could be on store shelves for Christmas or like on digital storefronts for Christmas. Like that's what this all smells like to me. But I think it's a great collection so far. I have a lot more to experience.
Sure.
Can't say I'm looking forward to Special Forces. I don't imagine I'm going to be playing a whole lot of it. But like
you are going to experience it.
I am going to experience it, but it's like the Game Boy version of MK1. You know, I booted it up and was like, yeah, this is exactly as wretched as I remember. This is 100% exactly where it was, because wow,
does
Mortal Kombat 1 on
indeed
Game Boy is terrible.
Suck balls.
But then you get to play it right next to Mortal Kombat 2 for Game Boy, and the difference is night and day. Like, it's still similar to that Killer Instinct we were talking about. It's not like this is the way to play Mortal Kombat, but also, like, wow. The improvement from 1 to 2 on Game Boy, same system, is astounding. It's really, really impressive.
I suppose the big question, though, like, as you're going through your review and playing through it, though, is this suitable for ladies?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
In fact, recommended. It works well for ladies too, Dan. I think that's what I've been up to this week. That and just, I got a couple of decent nights sleep here and there. I let myself sleep in a little bit this morning.
Shit!
I got to bed pretty late because of recording. Holy fuck! Recording a theater near you. We watched Zardoz. That movie is so fucking bad.
Yeah,
it is astoundingly bad. As bad as I thought it could.
Know that.
Dan, I like bad movies. And sometimes you watch a bad movie and it's like, well, because I had never fucking heard of it before. What do you mean, how could I not know about this obscure Sean Connery movie from 1970, Fuck Mothering 4? No, sorry, Dan, that wasn't on my radar ahead of time. Jesus Christ. I think the better question is, how the fuck did you know about it?
Because that is one of the most iconically bad movies literally ever, because it is possibly the worst movie ever made.
Well, sure.
And it's got
I'm hearing it now, but I had never even heard of it before. Very few people that I've spoken to have ever even heard of it before.
That is surprising to me. Like, that is, like I said, a legendarily bad movie and has Sean Connery in just the most ridiculous costume you've ever damn seen.
Oh, it's and I expected to see this and be like, all right, well, there's this giant stone floating head that just went on a tirade about how guns are great and penises are bad. And then it vomited a bunch of guns all over the place. And I was like, I am 100% into this movie. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see the depths that it goes to. But then it got boring bad. Then it got so like, just, all right, we're all going to stand around and see if we can get Sean Connery hard. Okay. That's a scene in this movie. We're just going to...
I know.
Here's some boobs. Is this doing it for you? And he's just standing there like, nope. Okay.
I mean,
cool,
you're
keep
acting
going.
like I haven't seen Zardoz.
I'm not talking... I'm explaining it to the listeners. Why the fuck have you seen Zardoz?
I don't know. I just have.
See, you're talking to me like I'm the weird one here. No, Dan. That you know this and that you've seen it. This is not normal. I've spoken to other well-adjusted adults, not including myself, that have never heard of this movie because they are rational people. And I blame Evan because he was the one who suggested it to Paul in the first place. Of course, Sean had seen this movie before, but like Sean was telling the story on the podcast where like when he was younger and he would watch all these crappy science fiction movies with his dad, and his dad, even his dad who loves just about everything science fiction, when Sean would suggest watching Zardoz in the first place, Sean's dad was like, yeah, you can skip this one.
You
this
just
isn't okay.
I mean, I can't think of a lot of better choices for the letter Z, though. Like in the spirit of the podcast.
Yeah, no. This is the second time around the alphabet, and I have recommended Zathura both times because I've never seen it. I'm sure it's mediocre at best, but it's tied to the Jumanji movies. It's Jumanji in space. I wouldn't mind seeing Zathura. I never saw the second Zoolander. I heard it was fucking terrible, but there's no way it was as bad as Zard. When they pulled the Wizard of Oz thing, I was just like, fuck you. Just fuck you. Wizard of Oz. Just fuck you. Just no. How dare you? What pretentious crap. Ugh,
I mean, so...
The end. Oh, God, the end of the movie. Where did they get these fucking robes from? Like, we live in a cave. I knocked up my wife, and now we have a kid. We also have these matching green robes. Where the fuck did you get the green robes from? Like, where did that come from? I want to know why you're wearing matching green robes in this cave that you decide to live in for the rest of eternity. You can conjure green robes out of nowhere, and you raised a child in a cave, and then you died holding hands. Okay. Fuck off. God damn it.
Zoolander is a much better movie.
Yes, no, the first Zoolander is great. I had never seen the second one, which I heard was really bad.
Oh, I didn't hear the 2 part of it.
Yeah. No. I've seen
I
Zoolander.
Don't know.
I haven't seen it in ages.
I can't speak to the second one.
I heard the second one was pretty bad, but there's no way it was as bad as Zardoz. God damn.
I mean...
And like, I really didn't think Zapped was going to get topped, right? Because Zapped was horrid. Zapped was really bad. And like, I kept going back and forth. Like, well, what's the worst movie we watched? I mean, King Solomon's Mine is pretty bad, but Zapped was really bad. Young Einstein, Yahoo Serious,
it's not good.
That was atrocious. But like, there were things about those movies being bad that made them almost like fun to watch bad. Not worth your time fun to watch bad, but there's some enjoyment to be had in how bad they were. This one was just like, it's like pulling teeth. It's like, why did anyone do this?
I don't have a good I just
from the director of Deliverance.
Yeah.
What the shit?
It's just, I mean, but again, like that, all of that is why I'm surprised, I guess, more people don't know about it. Like, cause it's so legendarily terrible. Legendarily fucking awful.
It's really something. I mean, I get it. Sean Connery wanted to, he thought he was being typecast as James Bond, so he wanted to do something different. Well, he certainly found something different. I don't know that he should have.
I would recommend when you come back around to the letter Z, Zathura is certainly fine. You've got like Zombieland. Zombieland is cool.
Right, so we were considering Zombieland 2, because that was another one, like, I don't think any of us had seen Double Tap, and, like, we all loved the first one, so just never got around to seeing the second one. I heard it was okay. That could be fun. There are a lot of choices.
Zack and Miri make a porno.
Zack and Miri make a porno, that was pretty solid.
I enjoy that movie. It's not great.
Yeah, but it was pretty fun. I liked it.
Yeah, Zodiac is pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever seen Zodiac.
I have not.
It's a David Fincher flick. It's got Gyllenhaal and Ruffalo are in it, and I think
so.
Robert Downey
I
Jr.
recommend it. My pick was Zathura. Sean's pick was Zombieland Double Tap, and Paul went with Zardos. And then we looked. I looked up a picture. I was like, "What the fuck is Zardos?" And I looked up Zardos, and I saw that picture of Sean Connery in his thong, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, sign me the fuck up." Floating head. Yeah, sure. This is going to be great. And
yeah, well, it was something.
It was certainly something. Very upsetting. It was a very upsetting movie.
Yeah.
I think it made for a fun podcast, though.
But it's over now.
Yeah. Must have been love. But it's over now.
See, I say it's over now, and I hear Alice in Chains.
Oh.
That's,
That's neither here.
No. All right. Well, I mean, I don't have a Zardoz story, unfortunately.
And thank God for that.
I mean, my week was, like I said, most of my week this week was spent hanging out with my cousin. We spent about 2.5 days together. Which was just great. He's a wonderful dude. My other cousin came out as well. My cousin Jimmy, who is just what I appreciate about my cousin Jimmy is that he is a fucking asshole. He just is a fucking dick. He's just a dick, but he's very upfront about being a dick. And it's interesting the way that it happened in our lives, because Jimmy is 2 years older than me. So Jimmy was born in 1978. I was born in 1980, and my cousin Ryan was born in 1982. So all three boys are 2 years apart. And as we were growing up, Ryan and I were as close as brothers, and Jimmy and his brother Ryan and me and Jim were never very close at all. Even when we were little kids, just was a dick. And he just never wanted to be around anybody, and I haven't seen my cousin Jimmy in a decade. I think since the last time I saw him was at his wedding. He was out here for a day or two, and I was like, you want to come over? And he's never met my children. They're 16. He's never met them. I was like, you want to come over to the house? You'll see the house. You meet my kids. Then the three of us, there's a brewery around the corner. We can go hang out, get a couple beers, or shoot the shit at the house, whatever you want to do. And he was like, I think I'm going to go work out and go to bed. It's like, all right, dude. That's fine. That's cool. Me and Ryan will go hang out, dude. Whatever. It's just... And he was like, don't take it personal. I just don't like anybody. And I was like, no, that's fair, Jim. I suppose I appreciate that. But, yeah, he's just a weird cat, man. And he's a good dude. And, he's a good person and a good husband and all of those things. He just marches to the beat of his own drummer. and his own drummer is playing one snare drum by himself, and everybody else can fuck off, and that's fine. I did spend some time this week painting though. I painted my bathroom. I talked about like getting that ready, and I just if I never have to paint with glossy satin finish paint ever again, it will be too fucking soon. I fucking hate it. I enjoy painting. I don't know how much painting you've done of like, houses and whatever. But I
not the outside of houses, but I enjoy painting. Yeah, painting rooms and stuff. It's a good time.
Inside the house, like I love it. I really genuinely do. But I hate painting with fucking satin enamel paint. It's just, it sucks. And I think I bought, what I thought would be enough paint for the bathroom, even though we were doing the walls and the ceiling all the same color. Because I've never done that before, and I was like, fuck it. Let's give this a shot. Like we painted it a very rich, very deep Yankee blue. And I really, really like that color. It kind of goes with what we're doing. We're going to do some wainscoting and stuff in the bathroom at a later time. But I was like, I was talking to Tiff and the kids and whatnot. And I was like, I really want to paint the ceiling the same color. I've never done that. It's a small room. And everybody was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it. And it looks really nice, like everything all painted. But I thought I bought enough paint. I did not. I had to double the amount of paint that I bought. And it's still not done. Like, I still have to go do touch-ups. Because it just fucking sucks. Like, that satin enamel paint doesn't stick as well. It chips really easily in my experience. It's not the first time I've used it. But it's just, I like where it's headed, but it's not quite there yet. So I was frustrated with that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I am going to paint the upstairs hallway as well. Because we've had, so the way our house is in the split level, we have, and you've been there, the one green wall that we had, like the feature wall, that separated the living room and the kitchen and dining room, kind of continuously runs up through the hallway, but we stopped the green paint, and it's this really lovely green color. Green being my favorite color. Is kind of neither here nor there, but it's a very like just deep, really nice green color. And I was like, fuck it. I'm convincing Tiff that I want to paint that same color up in the hallway upstairs as well. And I was so frustrated with the other paint, and I was like, fuck it. This will be like matte paint. It's a flat finish. It'll be easy. I'll get this done, a couple hours, and this will be done. And it looks fucking great, and I love it. And we talked to the kids to try and give them some ownership over their spaces as well. And I don't know that I'm going to be okay with the product when it's finished, but we told them that they could pick their door trim color. So right now, it's a dark green in the hallway with the white baseboards and the white trim. And then we are in the process of painting all the doors up there black. I have some doors in my attic. I have to switch out my bedroom door so that it matches the kids' doors. Because like when we moved into the house, there were just a bunch of like random doors in the attic and on the doors on the rooms, and they didn't really fit correctly. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, why they were all different. Some of them were sculpted and had like the cutouts and the texture on it. Others were just like flat, cheap, shitty doors. And I just never got around to fixing it because I was like, fuck it, whatever, it's a door, I don't care. And now that I'm like going through and painting it. So the kids' doors were painted in a black chalkboard paint, and they look really nice. So I gotta get up into my attic and find a door to put on my bedroom so that I can match that. And then Penn said she wanted her trim to be painted gold. So I think that's going to look really nice with the green. But then Tiff said she wanted to paint ours purple and Roddy wants to paint his blue. I was like, well, look, I'm all for wacky self-expression and whatnot. But also, I don't know that I'm going to be fucking okay with this. So we're going to have white baseboards and then 3 separate door trim colors. Maybe it's going to look awesome. I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot. But yeah, I don't know. And then I rebuilt my steps this week as well. I re-bricked and remortared my steps. And for doing it for the first time with like working with legit like bricks and a trowel and mortar, it came out, I think, pretty good. It feels more solid than when we moved in, because the brick steps that I have out front, when we first came to buy the house, right? The second step, so there's 3 steps up to get up to the like landing in front of my front door. And the middle step was looking a little shitty and it was starting to come apart. So we were like, yes, we absolutely want to buy the house, but you've got to fix this before it'll pass inspection. We can't buy it until this step is fixed. So what somebody, I don't know if it was a contractor or the boyfriend of the lady we bought the house from or whatever, what somebody did was, instead of doing it properly and like mortaring all the bricks in, they backfilled the bricks that were coming out. It was like half the step. They backfilled all of that with sand and then put a thin layer of like thin set concrete over the front of it. And that was it. And that lasted, for a few years until like this year, it finally just fucking came apart. So I took all of the bricks off. I cleaned out all of this fucking sand that was in there and then just set about remortaring the entire thing. And like I said, I had never done it before, and it came out way better than I expected. And I was pretty happy about that. It was like, all right, steps are fixed. I can feel confident that the mailman is not going to fall down and break his neck and sue the shit out of me. And I don't have to jump, because I put like a fucking chain up, because like I was, in the middle of like working on it and having all the bricks taken off. I just put a chain up that was like, don't fucking come on my step. If you need me, throw something at the window like it's a fucking 80s rom-com. It's just ridiculous. But now it's all fixed. And it was like, all right, that's done. And move on to the next part. I have to go get some slate to match the tiles that are on top of like the third step and the first step. We'll fix all that and just kind of get back, getting back into the swing of things. So it was good. I didn't play a ton of games this week. My cousin and I played some Tony Hawk a little bit. We played a little bit of Tekken, because those were things that we played when we were kids. And that's really about all I've had time for this week, though. I'm going to try to get back into, with the holiday coming up and having a couple of days off of work, I am going to spend some time with No Man's Sky. I really want to try and finish Death Stranding and Silksong as well. But I did also buy, and I just want to, I will end with this, Kris. One of my very, very favorite games of all time, I just rebought on Steam, because it is currently on sale for $2.99, down from its typical $14.99. And it runs on Mac, it'll run on Windows, on Steam Deck, it'll run perfectly everywhere. The Cave, the Double Fine game, Ron Gilbert's The Cave, is on sale for $2.99. So I was like, fuck it, I'm definitely buying that, because I think the only place I have that right now is on PlayStation 3. And that's like a dodgy proposition, right? Of like getting the PlayStation out, hooking it up, hoping I still have it downloaded or can re-download it or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, for $3, dude? Like, that's not even a question. So I just grabbed that. And I think when my cousin and I were out doing because we did some Christmas shopping as well. We were looking in GameStop, and they had, I was trying to find a Switch version, but it doesn't appear that anybody around me has a version for Switch on sale. But the GameStop that's by my house has a PlayStation 5 copy of The Messenger on sale, like physical, for $15. And it had the DLC and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, I mean, I might have to go pick that up too.
Nice.
Yeah, Messenger for $15. I feel that's a good value.
Absolutely.
And but it goes back to kind of one of the things we were talking about like last week or earlier tonight. I don't even remember because now we're just rambling. But I really want to get Marvel Cosmic Invasion, right? They announced a physical Cosmic Invasion.
Saw that earlier.
That comes out in March. Fuck, man. I'm not going to keep double dipping on these games. You know?
Yeah, the whole physical coming out later than digital thing is... It's rough sometimes.
It's problematic, man, because I really want... Now, again, something like Cosmic Invasion, I don't need to have it day one, you know? It can wait, but, I don't know. We got to figure that shit out somewhere along the way, I think. I don't know. Anyway. That's it. I'll shut up. I'm tired. I'm rambling.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Me too. I'm tired.
I'm done.
Well, you did a good job. I wasn't bored. You did a good job. Yeah.
Thank good. That's
you nailed it.
That's what Tiff says all the time. Yeah, you did a good job. I wasn't bored. I'm like, oh, thanks, honey.
That's high praise.
It is.
And that is our show. Where are we? Join us next time for the Cartoon Express, right?
Yeah.
Where'd my thingy go? What are we watching? The Cartoon Express? I forget.
I forget, too.
Let's see.
Let's
take a look.
See who gets there first.
It's probably going to be you.
I don't know.
Oh, Earthworm Jim. Evil in Love.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Earthworm Jim.
Just pulled it up.
Good.
That'll be something.
Yeah. We'll see about recording a little early next week, so it might not be a whole lot. It might be a little bit of a shorter show next week, which means it'll only be 3 hours instead of 4.
Yeah, it'll be a 7-hour show next week, so.
Yeah. We're just, we're prepping.
As we said earlier, lock in chat.
There you go. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. Helps keep the show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.